Welcome, race fans, to the Ohsweken Speedway here for another action-packed night. Mobile One beginners getting lined up ready for their first heat race of the night. I'm McLean Callan, Jackson Jeffrey here on the mics, and bit of a slow start here.
Yeah, not bad. It's a bit of a smoky Outlaw Thursday here, presented by Two Speed Motorsports and Cool Kids Ice Water. Currently, right now, the track is undergoing some construction, trying to roll out some of those bumps and edges, going to make the track just a little bit better before we go live here with these Mobile One beginners. Shortly, as you can see there, rolling it over.
Track GM right there, Clinton Jeffrey, making sure it's done right.
I was just going to say, a track supervisor undergoing some supervising there, make sure everything's good to go. Looked like a pretty fast track, and I feel like everybody who talked about the racing surface tonight said it was going to be a fast one here, so we're going to see. And also after these renovations here, it looks like they're moving a bit of the cones up.
There goes the steamroller.
Yeah, and just looks like turn 3 and 4, they're moving those pylons up. Looks like it's going to get wide there tonight. Losing a lot of that bottom line there, and that's usually what contributes to making these tracks on these nights super fast, is by losing that bottom line and forcing the drivers to go wide. Exactly right there, you can kind of see where it gets dark, and just right above there, that's when it starts to get super smooth, super fast, and it forces the drivers to use a lot of the lines that they normally wouldn't on an Outlaw Thursday like this. So we're going to see how that plays into it. We're going to see how the heat, not really a super hot day, of course, not a lot of sun covered up by that smoke, which is making the track very dry. So we're going to see how that plays into the racing surface tonight. But it's looking pretty smooth already. And here we go with the Mobile One beginners for the first heat race of the night. Rolling off first in the 7 is Christopher Young. And in second, it's Natalie Jen in the 27N. Rolling off third, it's Kaylin Walker in the 28. Fourth, it's the 52 of Lucian Anthony. Fifth is Austin Van Houten in the 20, and sixth is the 18 of Kane McAllister. Rolling off seventh is Oakley Jameson in the 88X. Eighth is the 87 of Jackson McDonald, and rounding up the field, starting ninth in the 17, it's Grace Gledhill.
Golf Eagle white flag is out one more time around as we cut them loose. 6 laps the distance.
It's going to be a good one here. Christopher Young and Natalie Jen are going to lead them off. And I'd say watch for Kane McAllister in the 18 there. He's bad fast in that mean green 18 machine as green flags are out, and Christopher Young's going to lead him off, but Natalie Jen jumps out to the lead.
Jen leads him in the corners 1 and 2. Young sitting in the 3rd spot now. Here comes Walker to the inside, takes the 2nd spot. Yellow flags out.
And looks like that 27N of Natalie Jen wasn't just a fast burst of speed there. Calling for a jump to start. It's going to send her back and restart us here.
And we're going to stop him on the front straightaway, get the lineup all correct, and we'll send him back out.
Yeah, this is one that they're definitely going to want to stop and take a look at, just to make sure that, especially when restarts happen like that and somebody jumps the line, you're going to want to stop them with these younger divisions and make sure everybody's got it right. Unless we're doing a full restart here. Take a look at the replay. Young and Jen there just off the line, and yeah, I think you can see it a little bit. 27N of Jen just jumps out there. So as we're trying to figure things out, what do you think about the track tonight, McLean?
Well, it's looks like it's going to be a fast track. I think they moved the bottom up just a bit. Looks a little moist there in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is looking pretty good, but I think it'll dry out as we go through all the heat races and into the features. But that's definitely going to be a fast track tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm excited to see it. Track is, I wouldn't say it's nothing like we've seen this year, but it's definitely different from what we're usually used to. See, looks like they finally got everything under control, so they're going to draw the yellow flag, and we'll get this first heat rolling off for the restart here. First of 4 heats for these Mobile 1 beginners. Heat 1B getting ready to roll off next. Green flag's out, restart, and looks like Christopher Young's gonna lead him going off.
Young and Walker side by side going into 1. Young leads him down the back straightaway. Walker sitting in the 2nd spot. Van Houten up to the 3rd spot. We got a battle for 4th there.
Yeah, Oakley Jamison there's got some good pace. Natalie Jen went for a bit of a swerve, falls back a little bit. Now the battle's on for 2nd for Kaylin Walker and Austin Van Houten. Van Houten's got a good launch in that 20 machine going into turn 3 and 4 now. Making a bit of work of that inside line, but Kaylin Walker's got a lockdown defense on that 2nd place spot, and she'll hold him off.
Jamison trying to reel in the 20 machine of Van Houten. Looks to the outside of Walker going into 3. Trying to keep the nose out there. Cross flags, 3 to go.
Looks like that outside line's a little bit more favorable for the 20 there. Still not getting any closer on Kaylin Walker in the 20, as now we can see Kane McAllister in that 18 machine. He's getting closer on the back of Oakley Jamison in that 88X, but out front it is all Christopher Young.
Van Houten trying to reel in the 28 of Walker down the max straightaway. Golf Depot white flag is out for Young. One more time around for that 7 machine.
Young's holding down, got nobody around, but now Kaylin Walker's starting to face some heat for Austin Van Houten in the 20. He looks to go high there on that outside line, doesn't quite have it. Christopher Young's going to take the win. Walker in 2nd and Van Houten in 3rd.
Trying to stick the nose there on the bottom, couldn't make anything happen. But he'll still secure that top 3 spot. And we'll move on to heat race 1B.
Yeah, Van Houten's getting pretty fast there. Oh, a little bit of contact there off the yellow flag. Maybe just a bit of an accident there. Everybody should be okay. And you see, we flipped where they come on and exit the track, so now you can see them rip off there, and should be just about ready to go with heat 1B and have them roll off now. Take a look at the replay there after the checkered flag. So, whoop.
Nothing too much.
Yeah, not bad. At least it wasn't like a... Yeah. Now rolling out here for heat 1B, starting off first in the 9, it's Braden Pettit. And in 2nd, in the 96B, it's Benson Flanagan. Rolling off 3rd in the 27, it's Maverick Chichok. And 4th, it's Jillian Hooker in the 96. Rolling off 5th, it's Easton Hill in the 24E. 6th, it's Aubrey Penner in the 00 Junior. And in 7th, it's the 78M of Millie Miller. And rounding out the field in 8th, it's the 1 of Ainsley McAllister. Golf Depot white flags out. One more time around before we send these guys off.
Jeff giving it to him, telling him not to jump the pylons there.
Yeah, gotta be, especially with these younger kids, you know, they're a little bit eager to just send it, so. Braden Pettit's gonna lead him off, and already Maverick Chichok is jumping out to a good pace there. He immediately swoops and takes that 1st place position, rolling through the turn.
Easton Hill battling with an eye machine of Pettit. Hill down to the inside now with Chichok trying to stick the nose. Chichok shuts the door.
Easton Hill's got some great pace there running on that bottom line. Almost got a chance there on the back end of Maverick Chichok there. Now we can see Easton Hill trying to run that bottom line. Still doesn't have it yet. Chichok's holding him down.
Hill's now trying to gather him back up, trying to track down Chichok. Cross flags out, 3 to go.
Chichok there holding down that position. Top 3 still rolling wide. Then it's Aubrey Penner and that 96B of Benson Flanagan there, but yellow flag is out.
We messed up tonight. We just lost the screen, so.
Uh-oh. It scares me.
It'll pop back on.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared until Damien comes in and is like, starts freaking out. Then that's when I start freaking out. Looks like we got the lineup good though. So, Golf Depot white flagged out one more time before we send guys around. Again. And Maverick Chichok's been holding a good lead on that spot. Nobody's really been able to challenge him. Easton Hill's got some great pace there in that 24E, but just not quite enough to make a move on that 27. Coming to the green flag though. Let's see if he's got some pace now.
Green flag flies, Hill all over the back end of Maverick Chichok. shock through corners 1 and 2. He'll go down to the bottom, side by side, down the back straightaway. Hill, your new leader in corner 3.
Easton Hill's now got that lead there. Let's see if he can hold on to the 27 as laps keep winding down. The top 2 are starting to create some separation on the 9 of Braden Pettit, and now we can see Easton Hill start to pull away. Hill coming to the Golf Depot white flag. One more time around for the driving with Haley 24.
Chuck drove it high there off of 4. Hill on the bottom of the racetrack. He'll creep by corners 3 and 4. He'll pick up the win. Chuck in the second spot, Pettit in third.
Aubrey Penner and Benson Flanagan will round out the top 5, and that'll do it for this first set of heats for the Mobile One Beginner Outlaws. Rolling out next, it's the Dowdy Creek Agricultural Box Stocks. See, watch him roll off. That's a great angle there. I really like how they flipped it. It makes everything just look super smooth. Taking a look at Braden Pettit, Maverick Chichuk there.
Services box stocks now take the racetrack for Heat 1A, 8 laps the distance on the pole for this one. In the 7M, that's Michael Tunn, and his outside in car number 72, that's Silas Podowinski. Rolling off for the 3rd spot in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider, and rolling off for the 4th spot in car number 77, that is Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 77H, that's Randy Hollingshead, and his outside in the 24S, that's Sadie Probelli. Rolling off for the 7th spot in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. And in the 8th spot, 28, that's Hunter Hill. Rounding out the field in the 51, that's Grayson Lawson.
Tunn and Podowinski are going to lead them off. And already Tunn's jumping out to a good lead there, but they're 3 wide for 3rd there. Bentley Slider on the inside, Declan Salt Johnson, Sadie Probelli there. They're all bunched up back there in the middle. The veteran Randy Hollingshead is in the mix there too. What a great bunch of drivers. They're duking it out for 4th.
Top 2 already spread out from the rest of the field. Podowinski and Tunn. Burbridge and Bentley Slider going at it for the 3rd spot.
First cone takes a bit of a hit there from Declan Salt Johnson. Everybody's going to keep it rolling though. Michael Tunn still holding on. Silas Podowinski's getting closer and closer. Everett Burbridge just kind of in his own world. He's got a world of war behind him. Declan Salt Johnson, Randy Hollingshead, they're all battling it out there on the backstretch.
Burbridge catching up to the top 2 there. Silas Podowinski and Michael Tunn. Cross lights are out. 4 laps left to go.
Grayson Lozen keeping some great pace there, trying to make a move on the veteran Randy Hollingshead for 5th now. He makes the move and slides up through the inside. Now he'll look to the 77 to Declan Salt Johnson. Everett Burbridge just made his move, and he put Silas Podowinski down to 3rd as he looks to hog down Michael Tunn.
2 laps left to go for the 7M as he creeps his way down the back straightaway. Burbridge still trying to reel in the 7M machine.
Tunn's got some great speed here as he'll take it to the Mobile One white flag one more time around, but Everett Burbridge is getting closer and closer through the turn. He's the closest he's ever been. Let's see if he'll have it going into turn 3 and 4.
All over the back end of Michael Tunn, but Tunn will pick up the win over Burbridge. And Silas Podowinski in the 3rd spot. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Mobile One. For more than 50 years, Mobile One has led the way in synthetic motor oil technology, delivering outstanding performance and protection for engines around the world. From everyday vehicles to championship-winning race cars, Mobile One keeps engines running at their best. And Doty Creek, the Box Dog Outlaw Kart division, is presented by Doty Creek Agricultural Services. Specializing in custom farm services, Yetter farm equipment, and precision planter sales and service. Doty Creek Agricultural Services helps local farms maximize performance in the field. Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks out onto the racetrack for Heat 1B on the pole for this one. And the 816 has Aiden Austin, and his outside in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Only on for the 3rd spot in the 09, that's Casey Walker. And her outside in the 94 machine, that's Georgia Hooker. And rolling off for the 5th spot in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off 6th in the 17W, that is Nixon DeKuman. Rolling off for the 7th spot in the 4, that's Evan Speck. And rolling off for the 8th spot in the 15X, it's Austin Dickinson. And rounding out the field in the 81, that is Lincoln Obadiah. Kurt along with the green flag in hand. And we are green.
Aiden Austin is going to lead him going into turn 1 and 2. Grayson Passer and already Casey Walker makes contact with the cone there. We're going to keep it rolling. Green nose, Aiden Austin will start to pull away there. And then as the field starts to single file out, the yellow is drawn, and Casey Walker will get herself free from the pylon there. Field rolling by through under yellow, so the decision being made on if that was a full lap or not. If we're going to do a complete restart. Take a look at the replay here.
Looks like maybe a little bit of contact and it just sent her into the pylon.
Oh yeah, maybe, but yeah, you can see the 18G at Grayson Palace there. Get a little bit squirrely.
They've been mean to the pylons today already.
Yeah.
He raced number 4, we've what, 2 down?
Yeah. 4 heat raises. At this rate, I don't know if we're going to have any left at the end of the race night even. Well, these are the pylons that are built to last.
Oh.
I wouldn't consider myself a pylon expert, but I've seen what happens to the plastic ones, and the rubber ones are the ones that are always still standing as we come to the Golf Depot white flag. One more time before Aiden Austin will lead them off here in a single file restart. Grayson Palace and Georgia Hooker there, your top 3.
Single file around corners 3 and 4. Carter Longer, the green flag in hand. You're back underway.
Aiden Austin will lead him going into turn 1 and 2. Georgia Hooker on that outside line, but Grayson Palace wastes no time and he'll steal that second place spot. Top 4 all single file out now, and Aiden Austin starting to roll away with the lead.
Hooker all over the back end of the 18G down the back straightaway. She'll look to the inside. Palace shuts the door.
Georgia's got some great pace there, trying to make moves on that inside line. Doesn't quite have anything yet for Grayson Palace in the 18G, but she's getting closer and closer. We'll try and make a move now, and they're nose to tail on each other here. Cross flags are out for Aiden Austin, but Georgia Hooker is banging on the door on that second place spot.
Trying at it again and again. Grayson Palace playing good defense here. Keeping it nice and tight to the bottom. Hooker trying to stick the nose. Palace shuts the door again.
Palace there, looking high, looking low, trying to make it, but Georgia Hooker's got it now, and they go side by side. They make contact. Georgia Hooker forces wide and takes the second place spot. 2 laps left to go for Aiden Austin.
Austin with a good size lead now over the second spot of Hooker 2. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around.
Aiden Austin's got nobody around him, and Georgia Hooker, she starts to pull away from the third place spot. Cecil Burbridge there in third, or fourth. But it's all Aiden Austin and Georgia Hooker in this heat race.
Austin picks up the win over Hooker and Palace the top 3. One goes around there on corners 1 and 2. Dickinson will get this one back around.
And that was a crazy move there. As you saw on the replay, Georgia Hooker gave it her all and stole that spot from Grayson Palace. I believe rolling out next, it'll be beginner flats. Division that's slowly been building up throughout the season. Not a lot of competitors last year, but this year it's starting to stack up, especially because since we've divided up the divisions a little bit more like Maryville style, where they run their flat carts, we've had a lot more drivers come to town. 8 laps of distance for heat race number 1 for these beginner flats. Rolling out first, it's Evan Sauter in the 51. Second, it's the 44C of Henley Clements. Third, it's the 65 of Quentin McIntyre. Fourth is the 99J of Jackson Bergman. Fifth is the 26ER of Brooklyn Van Balen. Sixth is the 67 of Woody Nat Herney. Seventh is the 4 of Charles Stewart. And rounding out the field in 8th, it's the 5JR of Clayton Hager.
8 laps the distance for heat race number 1. The beginner flats. 2x2 down the back straightaway. Carter Long grabs the green flag. We'll set him loose off the floor.
The green flag drops and Sauter immediately jumps out to a lead, but McIntyre following close behind in that 67 machine. The top 2 immediately starts to spread out now, and watch the 5JR of Clayton Hager. He's got some great pace there rolling on that outside line.
Sauter with a good size lead over the rest of the pack. See that 5 machine of Haggard going down the back straightaway.
Sauter there starting to pull away from the rest of the field. McIntyre's got some great speed, but just not quite enough to catch up to the leader in the 51. Blue flag already being displayed as Sauter will start to pass by some slower traffic in the field, starts to single file out.
McIntyre trying to reel in that 51 of Evan Sauter. Cross flags are out, 4 laps left to go.
Sauter rolling around here, starting to pull away from everybody else. And right now, as you can see, Quentin McIntyre, he's starting to face a little bit of heat for the 5 JR of Clayton Hager. Hager there on the outside line, looking to make a move there on the 65, and he swipes by there.
2 to go for Sauter this time by. So fall off
I'm not sure. Still rolling around here. Evan Sauter will come to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around, and he's been undisputed this race. Faced no challenge from any driver, and he'll almost parade around for the final time to pick up this heat race win.
And that will conclude the beginner flat karts first heat race of the night. Up next, the intermediate flats of their 8-lap heat race.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Aero Pest Control. If unwanted pests have moved in, Aero Pest Control has the solution. For more than 30 years, they've provided safe and effective pest control services for homes and businesses across southwestern Ontario. And by McHugh Supply. With over 160 years of experience, McHugh Supply has become one of Ontario's most trusted wholesale distributors of HVAC and home comfort products.
Intermediate flat karts getting lined up, fired up, and are ready to take the racetrack for their 8-lap heat race. On the pole for this one, at a 40 Erie in the 28L, that's Lucas Bergman, and at his outside of the Brantford in the 13, that is Rylan Huffman. Rolling off the 3rd spot out of Port Robinson in the 88C, that's Callum Clements, and at his outside out of Wellmanport in the 17R, that is Jack Ruchai. Rolling off for the 5th spot out of Wilsonville in the 28, that's Kaylin Walker, and her outside out of Ohsweken in the 88X, that's Jameson Kane. Rolling off for the 7th spot in the 7G out of Wainfleet, that's Ryan Grisat, and rounding out the field out of Smithville in the 15W, that is Nate Wiedrich.
Lucas Bergman, a new face racing here on the Outlaw Thursdays. Good to see some new drivers popping in, but these intermediate flats, they put up a great race all the time. So it's going to be exciting to watch this one. The 28L and the 13 are going to lead them to the green flag here.
3 wide going into corner number 1 as they make their way down the back stretch down.
Callum Clements there with a bad fast move, trying to make a challenge there on Rylan Huffman for the lead. Callum just launched right out to make it a challenge. Now Ryan Grisat in the 7G will slide up on the inside and steal it right from under both of their noses.
That 7G now leads him into corner 1. Payton had a bit of a oopsies going into 1 there, pushed him out of the way, but he'll take the second spot.
Callum Clements there gets a little bit squirrely, goes super wide there, manages to hold on, but will lose a lot of ground to the field there. Cross flags are out already for Ryan Grisat and Callum Clements in second, but is starting to face some heat from the 13 of Ryan Huffman and the 28 Ella Bergman.
All spread out. There goes a pylon. That 7G of Grisat clipped the pylon and went around there on the bottom of 4.
That's going to put a damper on things. That'll take out your leader, Ryan Grisat. He was doing super well and managed to ding that pylon. You can see him looking around there, making sure nothing was damaged. Still be good to go. I think he might be stuck on the pylon a little bit there, so they're going to get him off. Yeah. Show him thumbs up. Should be good. Yeah, he'll just launch right off. But that's got to be tough luck for him there. And now right out front, here stop the 88C of Callum Clements. Looks like to be having a bit of issues as Grisat starts to pull away there. Yeah, don't know what ails that 88 machine. Take a look at the replay here. Just looks like Grisat went for a bit of a spin and dinged the pylon there, so that's tough for him.
good to see there for the leader, but he will join the tail end of the field there, and he'll also restart all over again.
Coming here to the Golf Depot white flag. One more time around before Lucas Bergman and Rylan Huffman will lead him off again.
As they pace around the match straightaway for the final time, Carter Long grabs the green flag and will set him loose at the double pylons. Green flag is out.
Bergman will jump out to a bit of a lead there as the field will move by to avoid the pylon. Jamison Kane with some great pace there. Rolling by in the second place spot, but right back there for third there. 3 wide, Rylan Huffman, Nate Weeder again, Ryan Grisat. Grisat starts to pull away, and what a comeback so quickly, so fast. But out front, we got a battle for the lead. Jamison Kane will take the lead to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around.
Grisat sees by for the second spot as they make their way down the back straightaway. For the final time, here comes Kane off of 4. He'll pick up the checkered flag over Grisat, and Bergman will pick up the top 3.
Got to be good for Grisat there, starting all the way from the back after that spin and making a push for the lead there. Just ran out of race time. Could have a challenge for the lead, but Jamison Kane will get the win in this heat race here. See him start to roll off there.
Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints car up next for their 10-lap race.
Yeah, here they go rolling off.
A couple of them.
Yeah, that's a new look for...
That's not...
I was going to say that's a new look for Riley Mercer. Yes, he's got that 24K wing on there.
Something happened to it previous week. I'm not too sure what happened. So they'll throw in the 24K wing for that one. 10 laps the distance on the pole for this one. Out of Brantford in the 24K. That is Riley Mercer. And his outside out of Harrisburg in 71. That's Ryan Wilson. Holding off the third spot at Dorchester in the 7 machine, that's Jack Smollers, and his outside at Norwich in the 97, that's Andy Gray. Holding off the 5th spot at Welland in the 96, that's Brendan Egger, and his outside at Six Nations in the 0J, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. And finally at Ohsweken in the 17Z, that's Zayden Miller.
Bit of some information on Brendan Hager. We were talking to him earlier, he said, Chalk looks fast tonight. Hopefully he smokes good luck. He said he wants to get a win. Said it's been too long and he wants to talk to us again. So all eyes are going to be on him. See if he can get it done.
Don't put the pressure on him.
He put the pressure on himself when he said that he wants to win tonight. He wants to talk to us. So I think he can do it. He's had a bit of some bad luck so far in the season, but he's got some great pace tonight. All smiles though. We're going to see what's going to happen here when we launch him off. But it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll here, especially in these open Outlaws.
They'll pace around. Carter Long shrugs the shoulders, doesn't know what flag to give him.
Still pacing around, trying to get him ready to roll here. They're going to come to the Golf Depot white flag this time around here. And this one's going to be good. First heat race for these open Outlaw karts. And after this, we got the senior flats with 2 heats, and then we stack them back up and roll it all over again for set 2 of these heat races here.
Carter Long goes and grabs the green flag, ready to set him loose. Riley Mercer and Ryan Wilson on the front row for this one. 10 laps the distance. As they work their way through corners 3 and 4, they will fire at the pylon.
Riley Mercer will rocket into turn 1 and 2. Jumping out to lead, Jack Smolders will follow suit. We got a battle for third. Brendan Hager and flying Ryan Wilson on the outside there. The field immediately starts to rocket away in single file out here.
Hager trying to get the inside. Smolders shoots to the outside. Mercer going into corner 3 now. They'll keep it in the middle of the pack. Mercer still your leader.
These type of tracks where we don't have the bottom line is the absolute best for Smolders because he uses literally every single inch of the track that's available. Kind of slips up a little bit there. He'll fall back to third, but as you can watch him, he uses every single inch of that track. Riley Mercer out front, Brendan Hager in second, and Johnny Miller in third there. Looks like that wing's adding some good luck as Riley Mercer's holding on.
Hager trying to reel in that 24K down the back straightaway. Looks to the outside, not able to make anything happen. 5 laps left to go for Mercer.
Hager there's getting closer and closer every time. Doesn't quite have it yet because Riley Mercer's got some great speed there on the straightaway. Top 5 all single file out there. Johnny Miller rolling in third. He's kind of the in-betweener there. Nobody really behind him. Nobody really in front of him. And back there in fourth, Ryan Wilson's facing some heat from Jack Smolders. Out front, though, it's all Riley Mercer.
Hager trying to stick the nose there, down on the bottom. Mercer still leading in a corner 3. 2 laps left to go for that 24K. Johnny Miller there in the third spot, also trying to reel in the 96 machine. On the back straightaway, Hager all over the rear end of that 24K.
Golf Depot, one fight's out one more time around for Riley Mercer. Now it's now or never for Brendan Hager to see if he can swoop away this win. He's right behind him there. Last chance for it. Can Riley Mercer hold on? Yes, he does. He'll take the win. Hager in second and Johnny Miller in third as we got one around.
And that'll conclude the Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw Karts for their first round of heats. And up next, Senior Flats.
Senior Flats. That was a breathtaker of a race there, so looking like the track is super fast tonight, and I'm excited to see when these guys roll out next. But of course, the Senior Flats here, and these guys always put on a great show. 8 laps the distance for these Senior Flats. And we'll see what happens.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Action Transmission. Since 1987, Action Transmission has delivered expert transmission diagnostics, repairs, and service. With locations in Brantford, Simcoe, and Woodstock, they're ready to keep your vehicle performing its best. And Runway Energy. Locally owned and customer focused, Runway Energy provides fuels, lubricants, HVAC services, furnaces, water heaters, and home comfort solutions throughout the region. Senior Flats pacing around, ready to duke it out for their 8-lap heat race.
Carlon's got that yellow flag in his hand. Time for the starting lineup. Rolling off first in the 42, it's Jack McPhail, and in second, it's Nicholas Boyd in the 12. Rolling off third in the 73, it's Mike Miller, and in fourth, it's the 9 of Mark Husband. Rolling off fifth, it's the 66W of Grant Matchett. Sixth is Robbie General in the 44. Seventh is Bella General in the 44B, and rounding up the field in eighth, it's the 28 of Cameron Book.
Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around. We can set them loose, 8 laps the distance. This is going to be an exciting race here.
Yeah, this one's shaping up to be a good one. Jack McPhail's got some great pace there in that 42 machine. Nicholas Boyd in the 12 there. Actually, don't think he made it out for this one.
Green flag is out as they make their way down the back straightaway. Looking to go 3 wide there for the lead. Not made it happen. Here comes General to the outside.
Robbie General there rolling with some great speed. He'll hold on the lead. Mike Miller in second. Cameron Book in third. Their field single files out. And it's all Robbie General as he starts to pull away there. And now Cameron Book making it a battle for second place. He'll take it from Mike Miller. And now Miller will start to face some heat from the 42 with Jack McPhail.
McPhail all over the tail end of that 73 machine, trying to reel him in. Looks to the inside, door to door, going into corner 3.
General starting to pull away there. Book's got some great speed. Not quite enough yet to catch up to that 44 of General there. Top 2 single file out, and then it's the battle for third, a place there with Mike Miller facing some heat from Jack McPhail. McPhail seems to get a lot of speed rounding through the corners, but Mike Miller's playing some tight defense there, locking down that third place spot.
2 to go for the 44B of General. Looks still sitting in the second spot. Down the back straightaway now. Battle for the third spot. Golf people like flag, is it?
One more time around for Robbie General there. Cameron Book in second. And Jack McPhail steals that third place spot from Mike Miller. General gets the win. Book comes in second. And McPhail's going to take that third place spot. Miller in fourth. Now it's time to stack them back up before we fire off again for the last heat race for this set, and then we'll move on to the second round of heats for everyone else. Now this heat race is shaping up to be good. We've got a lot of heavy hitters in this one as well, so we're going to see what happens here when they send them off. And as they roll out onto the track, the lineup for this Heat Race 1B, starting first in the 33, it's Ron McGarry. In second, it's the 78 of Matt Reed. Rolling off third in the 3, it's Liam Daniels. Fourth, it's Bailey Salt in the 66. And in fifth, it's Anthony Verd in the 15. Rolling off sixth, it's Rowan Reed in the 88. And in seventh, it's the 18 of Adam Stasilla. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we send them off for the final heat race of the first set.
They'll pace their way through corners 3 and 4. Cart along with the green flag in hand. We are green.
Ron McGarry's going to lead him going off, and oh, gets a little bit squirrely there. That'll draw the caution early. That could have been a little bit wild there. Everybody kind of avoids it, but wow, what a wild start here. It's a Heat Race 1B.
And we'll rack him back up. This should be a complete restart.
A little bit of hand signals being given there. And you can see McGarry's definitely not very happy about that one. Don't know if those hand signals he gave after the yellow flag was around were very happy.
Probably not.
I wouldn't assume so. Starting to pace around here now. Matt Reed's going to lead him off this time. Single file restart.
Without the nose cone there, not usual for him. And his daughter, Rowan Reed, further down in the field.
Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before Matt Reed will lead him off. Bailey Salt there in the 66 in second.
All right, I'm out of here.
Well, yeah, you know. Sweet, we got Lopez. All right, let's do it. I'll come back to the restart here. I almost got a bit distracted. Green flag's out. Matt Reed's going to lead him off.
Reed leads him in at corners 1 and 2. Verd sitting there in the second spot. They'll race their way down the back straightaway. And at corners 3 and 4.
Anthony Verd to the 15 here. He was another driver that said it was going to be a fast one tonight. And you can see it seems to be panning out for him as he's gaining traction there on the 78 of Matt Reed. Got some great pace rolling into the turns now. Liam Daniels in third there's got some also great speed. They're all going to be bunched up together going down the backstretch now. And Verd will take the lead going into the turn.
Daniels all over the back end of that 15 machine of Verd. Bumping up all over that bumper. Looks to the inside going into corner 3. They'll clip a pylon.
Daniels will keep it rolling now. Rallying through the dirt. Come back on the track, and he is not happy at all. That was some real super speedway stuff there. It almost looked like Verd was pushed right through the line for the lead. Before trying to make it a little bit too close and goes for a bit of a dive in the dirt there.
Verd with 2 laps left to go in that 15 machine. Stasilla sitting in the second spot. Matt Reed in third.
Verd's got this one all locked up. Coming to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around for the 15. Adam Stasilla in second. And Matt Reed rolling high in third there.
Caution flag is out. So we'll have to rack him back up. We got one around. Rowan Reed there on the top of 3.
Got the call, the lineup's good, so it should be just a quick yellow here. Yep, Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we're going to have a single final restart and dash him to the finish. Let's see if Anthony Bird can hold on to this one.
That 15 machine's been fast so far in this heat race. Dacilla still sitting in the second spot. Matt Reed in third. We are back underway.
Green flag drops in the 15, immediately shoots in the corner, makes contact with the pylon, but keeps it rolling though. Adam Cecilla there in second, coming to the checkered flag here. Bird's going to get the win. Cecilla in second, Matt Reed in third.
And that'll conclude the first round of heat racing for tonight.
Now we'll get ready to roll them out next, and I feel like that heat race was the definition of a roller coaster. Definitely an interesting one there. Now getting ready to roll out are the beginner flats for their second heat. Or not the beginner flats, the beginner outlaws. I thought I had my sheet right. I had to mess something up. Tonight was going too well for now. Well, can only go so well, I guess. It's shaping up to be a good one here. Last two heat races for these Mobile 1 beginner outlaws. And they'll get the lead off 6 laps. The distance for Heat 2A rolling off first, it's Grace Gledhill in the 17, and in second it's Jackson McDonald in the 87. Rolling off third in the 88X, it's Oakley Jameson, and in fourth, it's Kane McAllister in the 18. Rolling off fifth, it's Austin Van Houten in the 20, and in sixth, it's Lucian Anthony in the 52. Rolling off seventh in the 28, it's Kaylin Walker, and in eighth, it's the 27N of Natalie Jen. Rounding out the field, in ninth, it's the 7 of Christopher Young.
Couple tangled up there on the bottom of 2. Get them untangled and back to the field so they can take their spots.
I didn't even see what happened.
Me neither.
Oh, okay. I have my nose buried in the sheets. I'm trying to, read the lineup here. See, it's starting to get a little bit brighter. Looks like the sun's starting to poke through the smoke.
Track looking amazing so far tonight.
Yeah, very dry, very fast.
Looks the racing lane's got a bit of moisture in it, but as you move up, it looks to dry out there a bit.
Looking at that replay there, I don't really know what happened.
Just an oopsie daisy.
Well, you know what? We got everybody figured out. I think should be good now.
He thinks.
I would hope so. And now yellow flag will stay out as Kane McAllister and that 18 machine's got a bit of problems there. He'll come to a stop. Trying to get a re-fire. Kane's super fast. This is one of the guys who I always like to keep my eye out for watching them on an Outlaw Thursday. Kane, he's got some great pace there in that 18 machine. Son of Corey McAllister there, who now races a Thunderstock. And we've seen a lot of pavement racers come to dirt now, and then Kane is the next up-and-coming driver here, trying to make some moves here on the Outlaw Thursdays.
Finally realized dirt's where it's at, eh?
I dip my feet in both, so I can't really comment. Well, yeah, of course I can comment. Yeah, dirt's always better.
Did you race asphalt or no?
No, but
No.
you know, you spend the Fridays here at the track and then Saturdays at APC events. There's a lot of it, but I will have to say dirt always does it better.
Pushing that 18 machine off the racetrack. Not a good sight to see. But we will round them back up and get this heat race underway. 6 laps the distance. Heat race 2A.
Yeah, rough for Kane McAllister there. Hopefully they'll be good to get him fired off for the feature event. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before Grace Gledhill and Jackson McDonald will lead him off here.
No pace around the backstretch. Carter Long grabs the green flag, ready to set him loose. Trevor Moore pulls it into the infield, and we'll get this one underway.
Grace Gledhill, she'll jump out to a lead here in the 17 and will roll through the turns. Oakley Jameson in that 88X. They're making some great speed, and here comes Austin Van Houten in the 20 machine. He had some great speed there in his heat race, and now he'll look to replicate some of that pace that he had. Tries to make a move on the 88X, doesn't quite have it yet, will fall back to second, and now the top three are all starting to get bunched up as they roll through the turn.
That 88 looking to the inside of Grace Gledhill. Gledhill will hold on to the lead. Van Houten and Walker there battling for the third spot. Cross flags are out, 3 to go.
Grace Gledhill, they're starting to pull away, and now it looks like we got a battle for second. Austin Van Houten trying to make that outside line work for his 20 machine. Doesn't quite have it yet as Oakley Jameson in the 88X will get a little bit stopped up there. Grace Gledhill starting to face some heat on both sides there. Oakley Jameson on the inside and Austin Van Houten on the outside. They seem to get closer and closer, rolling through turn 3 and 4 here. Coming to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around, and they drag Grace side by side down the front stretch.
Jameson now out to the lead again. Gledhill going to try and reel it in, but that 88 will pick up the win over Gledhill and Van Houten, the top three.
Looks like Kalen Walker and Christopher Young in 4th and 5th, respectively. And that was another great race. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Williams Bros. Family owned and operated on 6 nations, Williams Bros has been providing trusted HVAC installation, service, and repairs for more than 30 years. For all your heating and cooling needs, call the experts at Williams Bros. Huffman Restoration. The Junior Flat Cart Division is brought to you by Huffman Restoration. Serving Brantford and surrounding areas, Huffman Restoration specializes in renovation, decks, fencing, and quality craftsmanship you can trust. And by All-Star Performance. The Senior Flat Cart Division is proudly sponsored by All-Star Performance. For more than 3 decades, All-Star has supplied racers with innovative, affordable, and hard-to-find performance parts for the shop, trailer, and the racetrack. Final heat race for these Mobile 1 beginners. Golf Depot white flags out, rolling out first in the 78M, it's Millie Miller, and in second, it's the 00 Junior of Aubrey Penner. Rolling up third, it's the 24 Easton Hill, and in fourth, it's the 96 Jolene Hookert. Rolling off fifth, it's Maverick Chichok in the 27, and rolling off sixth, it's the 96B of Benson Flanagan. Rolling off seventh, it's Braden Pettit in the 9, and rounding up the field in eighth, it's the 1 of Ainsley McAllister. Green flags out, and Millie Miller will jump out to a lead, but Aubrey Penner swoops in and takes the lead.
Penner leads down the back straightaways. They make their way into corner number 3. That 00 of Penner will lead lap number 1. But have 2 hot-headed drivers behind her.
Yeah, Millie Miller's got some great pace there. And Easton Hill is bad fast in that 24E machine. Top 3 pacing around here, but out front it's all Aubrey Penner.
Miller trying to sneak the nose to the inside of Penner. Cross flags, 3 to go.
Gets a little bit squirrely there. Keeps that 77M collected up. And Aubrey Penner just running a great race so far. She's holding on to the lead. Coming around here to the 2 to go. And it looks like Millie Miller's making a challenge for the lead. They got it. Now Easton Hill's trying to get in the mix here.
Hill down to the bottom. Miller, your new leader, going into corner number 3. Penner trying to hold on to the second spot. Golf Depot white flag is out. Penner taking the lead on the front stretch.
Aubrey Penner there trying to make something happen. Last chance for her to get the win. Here comes Easton Hill, and they're going to go 3 wide going into the turn. Miller and Easton Hill are collected. Aubrey Penner's going to get the win.
Not the result they were looking for, but Millie Miller throwing the thumbs up, making sure Hill's okay. So that's good to see with the sportsmanship.
Yeah, Easton Hill went in for the dive bomb to try and make it a last chance real checkers or wreckers moment. Not quite able to make it happen and accidentally collects it up there with Millie Miller. Take a look at the replay here. Just looks like tried to go for it a little bit too much and they make contact and drags along there. Sucks to see, but Aubrey Penner gets her win there. Another look at that great angle there. Thanks, Ryan. That was sweet. Easton Hill just swoops it up.
And they'll push out the Doty Curie Agriculture Services Box Start Heat Race number 2A on the pole for this one in the 51. That is Grayson Lawson, and his outside the 28. That is Hunter Hill. Rolling off the third spot in the O2, that's Everett Burbridge, and to his outside in the 24S, that's Sadie Probelli. Rolling off for the fifth spot in the 77H, that's Randy Hollingshead, and to his outside in the car number 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off from the seventh spot in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off 872 is Silas Podowinski. Rounding out the field in the 7M, that's Michael Tunn. And the green flag is out.
Grayson Laws in there will lead him going into turn 1 and 2. And already there, the 28's trying to make some moves. Got a lot of drivers here. They're all bunched up here after lap 1.
Hill will lead them in at corner number 1, the 51 machine all over the back end of Hunter Hill as they make their way through corners 3 and 4. Austin trying to stick the nose to the inside. Burbage looking for the mix.
Laws in there doesn't quite have it yet. And the 51 goes around, collects Everett Burbridge there. Believe we're going to stay under green here. Hunter Hill will start to pull away as top 2 competitors get collected up in that one. And now he's going to start to face a little bit of heat from the veteran Randy Hollingshead, who's making some moves here in the box stocks. The field will go around the slow 51 there. Declan Salt Johnson and Silas Podowinski duking it out there for third. That's another good battle to keep your eyes on. Podowinski looks low and on that inside line, trying to make something happen. Holds on, and he takes that third place spot, but now he's going to try and face some heat from 2-7, the 77 of Declan Salt Johnson, the 7 of Michael Tunn. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Hunter Hill, and Randy Hollingshead following in second.
Battle for fourth there between Michael Tunn and Burbridge as they make their way down the max straightaway. Tunn holds on to the fourth spot. Multiple white flag is out for Hunter Hill. Hollingshead and Podowinski, the top 3 all spread out so far.
The battle rages on for fourth right now as Everett Burbridge will start to pull away from Michael Tunn there. Hunter Hill, undisputed, takes the win here in this heat race. Randy Hollingshead comes home second. Silas Podowinski in third, and Everett Burbridge will take that third place spot.
And that'll conclude the Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks.
Beginner flat time. Unless there's one more. No, there's one more.
Yikes.
And I'm messing up everything.
You're getting too excited there.
I know. Some good illustrated features. We do also are running 2 extra features tonight for the beginner Outlaws and the box stocks. After regular feature races have concluded and rolling out here.
Heat race 2B on the pole for this one in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. And his outside in the 15X, that's Austin Dickinson. Rolling off the third spot in the 4 machine, that's Emmett Speck. And to his outside of the 17W, that is Nixon DeCuman. Rolling off the 5th spot in the O2C, that's Cecil Burbridge. And to his outside in the 94, that's Georgia Hookert. Rolling off the 7th spot in the 09, that's Casey Walker. Rolling off 8th, that is Grayson Palace. And running at the field in the 816, that is Aiden Austin.
Austin Dickinson and Lincoln Obadiah will lead him off. Dickinson immediately jumps out into a lead there. And we got a lot of contact. One goes for a bit of a flip there. Draw the first red flag of the night here.
Everybody stop. Red flag.
Cecil Burbridge and Georgia Hookert there. Didn't look too bad. Just looked like a bit of a lazy flip there for the 94. Hopefully everybody's all right. I see Raceman immediately on the scene trying to make sure everybody's okay.
Chunk of something there in DeBoer's hand.
Going to take a look, make sure everything's okay. And that wing looked like it took most of the blunt force damage there. Didn't even see it there. It's all crumpled in. Take a look at the replay here. Just off the start, things are getting a little bit wild between Georgia Hookert and Cecil Burbridge. And they collect each other and just kind of roll in, hit that pylon, and go for a bit of a lazy tumble there. Both cars are turning around. Believe we should be good to go here. Flinging some chunks of dirt off. Yep. Georgia Hookert there will start to pull away. Now they're going to try and fire up Cecil Burbridge. When we take a look at the sun there, peeking through some of that smoke, it almost looks like a blood red moon there. It's kind of scary. I shouldn't say that, but yeah.
I don't know, scary's the word.
Yeah, scary's not the word. It's a little, I don't know, smoky, I guess, literally. But
Well,
I don't
look
know.
at you, Albert Einstein.
I know. Well, you know, we're just stating the obvious. But yeah, you know, the smoke here hasn't affected visibility. I really think the only thing that it has affected is the track, because it kind of covered up the sun a little bit and made this beautiful racing surface that we're on here right now.
Help keep a little bit of the moisture in the track. And
it's like the perfect amount. It's perfect.
It's been racy so far tonight, so hopefully that keeps up for the rest of the night. Moving into the features with, I guess, the double features of the beginners and box stock.
Those are going to turn out to be pretty good, so you're going to want to stay tuned after regular feature racing, and we'll jump into those. A little bit of a makeup race, running double features for these beginners, and the box stocks for missed out opportunities from the week that we got rained out during intermission. So good for them, these young guns here, to kind of hone their skills. Right now, trying to figure out the lineup. RaceMed has left the track after cleaning up a little bit of a spillage. And I think while we got time, we got to mention that if you're here sitting in the stands, why don't you pop on down to the concession stand and try out some of that great cuisine that we don't usually get a chance to eat on a Friday night.
Delicious food there. So if you are hungry, might as well go there and pick up some popcorn chicken.
Yeah, the popcorn chicken is definitely the talk of the town there. Tater tots are great too. The pizza's also delicious, and I believe they make the pizza on Friday nights too if you're in the pits and you're a bit hungry there. Definitely make sure to stop by. It's always something worth checking out here.
And of course, the deep fried pickles.
Somebody had to say it.
It was me.
Yeah, well.
Ryan can't say it.
Yeah, Ryan can't say it. Damien can't say it.
He doesn't care.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
He's getting annoyed at the deep fried pickle talk.
He's going to like fling like the camera at us. Mention it one more time. But field pacing around here, just about ready to go. Tell him to run over some of that. It's not kitty litter.
Might be.
It's well, some tracks use it.
Speedy dry.
Yeah, speedy dry. That's what it is. I should know this. Yeah, but I've seen everything be used. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around. I believe they're going to run through it again there.
Hold on, what do you mean everything? So kitty litters, speedy dry, what else?
Yeah, that's about it. But I mean, like, it really depends on one track. Like here we use speedy dry. I mean, talking about pavement tracks. Pavement tracks use kitty litter sometimes. It's all the same though. It does the same job. So, to each their own. Coming to the green flag here. Lincoln Obadiah and Austin Dickinson are going to lead him off going into turn 1 and 2.
Dickinson will lead lap number 1 as they all follow. Obadiah in the second spot. Walker goes into the infield there. Going to keep her going.
Walker went for a bit of a spin in her heat race 2 earlier. Austin Dickinson rolling out. He's got nobody around him. And now we can see the flaming 4 Emmett Speck. He's got some great speed there trying to make a move on Lincoln Obadiah in the 81. Austin Dickinson's holding it down, and Georgia Hookert, she's making some great pace here after her flip with that bent up wing. She's making a challenge for third as well.
That 94 of Hookert trying to make a challenge for some spots here. Speck to the inside of Obadiah. He'll take the position away as he works his way down the back straightaway. Now here comes Hookert down to the bottom, side by side into 3. Hookert picks up that third spot.
Emmett Speck was last year's champion in the Mobile 1 Beginners class, moving up to the box stocks this year, and it seems to be working out for him. He's rolling in second here. The field will start to go by some of the lap traffic there. Dickinson in front, facing some heat from Emmett Speck now, stuck behind a little bit of lap traffic there. Georgia Hookert in third, and Lincoln Obadiah in fourth.
Golf Depot white flag is out for Dickinson one more time around. Emmett Speck gets around Walker. Hookert will follow suit. Dickinson off a corner 4. He'll pick up the win. Speck in the second spot, and Hookert, after that tumble there on the bottom of 1, will pick up the third spot.
After a drag race there, Grayson Palace and Lincoln Obadiah will be 4th and 5th there. And that was another super exciting heat race here.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Golf Depot, located at 3309 4th Line in Ohsweken. Golf Depot carries top-name golf apparel, clubs, shoes, balls, and accessories. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned golfer, Golf Depot has you covered. And Strode's Barbecue. For over 80 years, Strode's Barbecue has been serving up the best in barbecue. Whether you need catering, premium grills, accessories, or a great takeout meal, Stroh's Barbecue is your destination for everything barbecue. And the beginner flats out onto the racetrack for their second heat race of the night, as they will get that lineup situated here.
Carter trying to slow him down there a little bit, just get a little bit too fast. 8 lap positions for this second and final heat race for these beginners. Rolling off first in the 4, it's Charles Stewart, and in second, it's the 67 of Woody Nat Herney. Rolling off third in the 26 ER, it's Brooklyn Van Balen, and rolling off fourth, it's the 99J of Jackson Bergman. Rolling off fifth, it's the 65 of Quentin McIntyre, and rolling off sixth in the 44C, it's Henley Clements. Rolling off seventh in the 51, it's Evan Sauter, and rounding out the field in eighth, it's the 5JR of Clayton Hager. McIntyre got a little bit of problems there, stopped right out front. Carter's going to try and refire him back up there in that 65 machine.
Trying to get that 65 fired up. Carter long drop the flag there. His hand's dirty.
I believe he pointed to the outside of the track there, but should be good. Still rolling around here. And this is stepping up to be one good heat race. Got a lot of young talent in here, which is going to make it an interesting one. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we send off these beginner flats for 8 laps of battle. And this will set up the starting lineup for their feature event coming very shortly.
65 and 51 go ahead. 65.
Jeff over there laying down the law, trying to get them all lined up properly.
Yeah, still trying to figure out this lineup here. Don't know if we'll be able to send them off this time around. Yeah, field just kind of all out of whack there. Trying to figure them out. Might have to stop them there on the front stretch. Just try and figure out this lineup here. Trying to stop and figure out the lineup here. And, yeah, just trying to get this lineup figured out before we fire them back off. Sun starting to set, I guess you could say. I can't really see it. Trying to figure out the lineup here.
Trying to see that sun, aren't you?
I'm trying really hard to talk about the weather. I don't really know anything that's going on.
There's smoke, and there's race cars. That's about all you need to know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, take a look at it there. A little bit smoky, but you can kind of start to see the clouds there. It's not too bad. Yesterday I was up in Toronto, and it looked pretty dangerous. I shouldn't say dangerous, but it looked pretty orange there. Wow, but you can start to see some clouds poking through. We were able to see the sun earlier, and it's not too bad. Not very humid, not very smoky. You can smell it in the air, and you can see it in the sky, but it is not really affecting anything down here, so great day for some racing. And, of course, great day to be live here on G-Force TV. Don't forget, tomorrow, starting at 7, Friday Night Prime, featuring McLean and I. You get to see all the behind-the-scenes interviews, action, highlights, and more. Then, of course, at 7:30, always live at Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV.
Halloween in July, Fan Fest, Fan Appreciation Night. So bring the family out. You can get some autographs of your favorite drivers. Carter along with the green flag in hand. We'll cut them loose.
Charles Stewart will try to lead him off, but Woody Nat Herney in the 67 machine will rocket out to a lead. And already there, Evan Sauter in the 51 is got a brick on that gas pedal, and he is flying there around the outside, already up to second from 7th.
That 5 of Hagar slowly making his way through the field, sitting in the 3rd spot now. The 67 and Nat Herney in 2nd, and Sauter all out in front.
Clayton Hager there's been making some good moves. He'll take that 2nd place spot. Rolling around now. Let's see if he's got anything for the 51 of Evan Sauter. Woody Nat Herney now facing some heat from the 65 of Quentin McIntyre. McIntyre is going to get that 3rd place position and will continue rolling around on the outside as Evan Sauter will start to face some lap traffic here at the cross flags halfway home for the 51.
Sauter with a good fast card here tonight. At 5 of Clayton Hager trying to reel in the 81. They'll pick by a slow car there and to make their way down the back straightaway.
Evan Sauter there rolling around on that top line there. Clayton Hager trying to follow suit, trying to steal a little bit of air from him to get a bit closer. Field still rolling around single file here. Laps keep winding down, and out front it's all Evan Sauter as he'll come to the Golf Depot white flag. One more time around for the 51. Let's see if Clayton Hager has anything in that 5 machine.
At 5 machine, Hager will try to look to the inside of Sauter, going through corners 3 and 4. Sauter picks up the win.
Hager will come home in second, and Quentin McIntyre will finish off at third for the final heat race for these beginner flats. And that'll round out for these beginner flats. I believe intermediate flats are up next. And this was going to be a good one here. Not too much left here before we're going to have a quick 5-minute intermission, and then we're going to come back with feature racing. Make sure you stick around.
And the intermediate flats out for their heat race. Starting on the pole for this one in the 15W, that is Nate Weidrich. Pulling off from the second spot. 7G, that's Ryan Grisat. Pulling off third in the 88X, that's Jameson Kane. And in the fourth spot, the 28, that's Caitlin Walker. Rolling off for the fifth spot in the 17R, that is Jack Ruchai. And in the sixth spot, the 88C, Callum Clements. Rolling off the seventh spot in the 13, Rylan Huffman. And rounding out the field in the 28L, that is Lucas Bergman.
Weidrich there pacing around, Grisat on the outside. A lot of fast drivers here for this 8-lap heat race. Coming to the green flag here, Weidrich's going to lead him off, and he'll jump out to a great start there.
One around there on the bottom of 2. Can't really see what it is. It's a bit blurry there for me.
Clements in the 88C there. I had them mixed up in the last heat race. Ruchai will hold on to the lead here. Starting to face some heat there from Ryan Huffman and Bergman there. They're getting a little bit rough trying to battle for the lead, and Lucas Bergman will take that first place spot rolling around now.
Oh, one around there. Weidrich avoids.
Ruchai there collected up. We stay green though. Lucas Bergman, Rylan Huffman, Ryan Grisat, your top 3 for now.
Bergman with a really fast cart, started from the tail of this field all the way up to the lead. Cross flags, 4 laps left to go.
Not too much going around on the track here. Everybody's sort of single file out here. Lucas Bergman in that 28L machine, making his presence known here in his first race of the season. He's got a big lead there on the 13 of Rylan Huffman. Grisat there also doesn't quite have enough speed to catch up to that 13 machine. Bergman will start to look down on the 88C of Callum Clements to put him a lap down as he comes to the 2 laps left to go. Popsicle stick flags.
Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for 28 Outlaw Bergman.
Ripping around here. Start to move on some more lap traffic there. Bergman's going to get the win. Huffman will come home in second, and Grisat in third. That was an interesting one. And that'll round it out here for these intermediate flats. Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Cool Kids Ice and Water. Proudly serving 6 nations and communities across Southern Ontario since 2008, Cool Kids provides purified ice and water delivery, water jug refills, salt delivery, water station rentals, and more. For quality service and purified products you can count on, think Cool Kids Ice and Water. And 2-Speed Motorsports. When performance matters, racers turn to Raptor filters and 2-Speed Motorsports. Raptor high-performance air filters can be found in Victory Lane at tracks across North America, while 2-Speed Motorsports produces Canadian-made tools, parts, and accessories for racers everywhere. Learn more at 2speedmotorsports.com.
Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling open Outlaw Karts, ready for their second 10-lap heat race on the pole for this one in the 17Z. That's Zayden Miller. And at his outside in the 0J out of Six Nations, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Rolling off the third spot at a well-in in the 96 machine, that's Brendan Hager. Rolling off fourth in the 97 out of Norwich, that is Andy Gray. Rolling off the fifth spot in the 7th machine at a Dorchester, that's Jack Smulders. And at a Harrisburg in the 71, that's Ryan Wilson. Rounding out the field at a Brantford in the 24K, that is Riley Mercer.
Yeah, this one's going to be great. Final heat race for these open Outlaw carts. As you can see, flying Ryan Wilson getting pushed off there. And the field's just about ready to go here. Zayden Miller going to lead them off.
Lineup all situated here. Ryan Wilson back out has been having some struggles these past few weeks and especially tonight, so we'll see how he fares here in this heat race.
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting to watch here. This whole night's been a little bit crazy, but some great racing so far, and I feel like I can't say it enough. This is the best track that we've ever had in a while here. So going to be a good one here. Pacing around, should be just about ready to go.
Carter Long with the white flag one more time around so we can set him loose.
We need the Golf Deeper logo on that white flag like they have the Mobile One on Friday nights.
Baby step. Baby step. That's
yeah, okay, well, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a booth cam or would you rather have sponsor with the flags? That's what I thought. I mean, we got the purchase today, which are definitely making everything super cool. Got some great shots here from both sides. Green flags out. Zayden Miller and Johnny Miller are going to lead them off.
In the corners 1 and 2, Hager down at the bottom. He'll take the second spot. He'll charge for first. In the corners 3 and 4, Miller leads left number 1.
Hager's got some great speed there, trying to catch up to the crate sprint driver, Johnny Miller there. Rolling around wide on that outside line. Doesn't quite have it yet. Miller in the 0J machine is going to hold on here. Top two are already starting to drag race away from the rest of the field.
All over the tail end of the 0J. Looks to the outside of Johnny Miller. It ain't able to make anything happen there. He'll keep at it again and again.
Miller's got that first place spot held under lock and key. He's not letting anyone through to take the lead, but they are running super close together. Hager's got a lot of pace there trying to catch up, but just can't quite make that final move. And as I say that, he goes wide on the outside line, trying to have it, and he almost had the lead there. Cross flag show, we're halfway already.
Miller holding on to that spot. Hager trying to keep it to the outside, and Miller really tight there on the bottom to the cones. Wilson's in the third spot.
Yeah, Miller's almost running that thing like a late model. He's just got it glued to the track there. Not a lot of swing in his turns there compared to Brendan Hager rolling on that outside line. He's got that thing all jacked up trying to make something happen. Miller's going to still hold on to it there, rolling down. Hager trying to make a move on that outside line. 2 more laps left to go there for the 0J machine. And Hager has got to move and he'll stick it. They drag race down the backstretch.
Hager keeping to the outside. Galty, but white flag is out one more time around. Hager to the outside, keeping it neck and neck. He'll take the lead down the back straightaway. Miller holding on to the second spot.
Oh, they're going to draw the yellow right before Brendan Hager was able to get the win. That's going to make things super interesting with 1 lap left to go. Hager almost had him. Got to be heartbreak for the 96 machine just as he was starting to pull away.
What a battle there off of the corner. 1 more lap. And Hager could have had the heat race win, but the yellow flag puts a stop to that one.
That John Salenzi Welland Chev 96 machine was all wired up there, and that heat race, he was banging on the door for the entire race, and just at the last second was able to pull away and take that win coming around. So let's see if he can hold on to that position here. Not too much race left at all. So let's see if he'll be able to hold on to that spot, or will he face some heartbreak and go down back to Johnny Miller, who was dominating since the green flag dropped. Golf Depot white flags out 1 more time around before we send these guys off.
One more time around, so we set them loose again. Brennan Hager over Johnny Miller. Ryan Wilson, the top three, as they creep their way down the max straightaway.
Green and white flags are out. It's a green-white checkered situation here. Brennan Hager's going to hold down a second, and he starts to pull away there in the first place position, but he's still got one more turn to hold off Johnny Miller. Coming on the checkered flag. Hager's got it. Miller will come home in second, and Ryan Wilson in third.
And that'll conclude the Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw Karts. And these two heats will set the lineup for the feature race later on tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one here, especially for these Open Outlaws. You can take a look. Brennan Hager there said he wants to win tonight, and he's making a pretty good case for it so far. He's still got one race, the big one for all the marbles. Coming up shortly, we got 2 heat races left to go. Then we're going to go to a quick 5-minute intermission. It's time for the final set of heat races for the night in the senior flats. Just about getting ready to roll off here from our new rolling spot. What would you call it? Starting spot? Rolling spot?
Oh,
That's the
driveway.
we don't have a warm-up track because this is the warm-up track.
Let's set them out on the big track. Get them warmed up out there.
You know, when I used to race a micro sprint, I took one lap on the big track and I spun out like 5
With
times.
the micro sprint?
Oh yeah, it was like a minute. That was my time. It was horrible. I was never a good racer.
We know. That's why you're here.
I was just gonna say that. Rolling out here, 8 laps the distance for Heat 2A. Rolling off first in that 28, it's Cameron Book, and in second in the 44B, it's Bella General. Rolling off third in the 44, it's Robbie General, and in fourth, it's the 66W of Grant Matchett. Rolling off fifth in the 9, it's Mark Husband, and in sixth, it's the 73 of Mike Miller. Rolling off seventh in the 12, it's Nicholas Boyd, and rounding up the field in 8th, it's the 42 of Jack McPhail. Green flag's out, and Book will jump out to a lead here.
They'll make their way through corners 3 and 4. Book leads lap number 1 over the 44 of General.
Book starting to hold on to that spot from General there. Flying around here trying to make something happen. General still doesn't quite have enough juice to get by the 28 machine, and they're going to start to pull away from the 42 with Jack McPhail and Mike Miller in the 73 there. Field single file out here trying to pace around, but out front it's all on Cameron Book.
General down to the inside. He'll take the lead over Cameron Book. Cross legs out. 4 laps left to go.
Must have been bad luck for Book there as he made contact with that pylon, sent that over there, and that allowed for Robbie General to sneak by there and take the lead. Flying around here, General's going to start to pull away from Book, but there's still a little bit of time left in this race for something to heat up.
All spread out so far. 2 laps left to go for the 44B of Robbie General. Cameron Book in the second spot, rolling fast. Maybe a battle for third here going on. Miller and McPhail.
Golf Depot white flags out as Mike Miller and Jack McPhail in the battle for third. There's going on. Miller's going to take away that third place spot. And undisputed here, Robbie General's going to get the win in this heat race. Cameron Book will come home in second, and Mike Miller will hold on in third.
And that'll conclude the heat race 2A. One more to go after this.
Final heat race of the night coming up next.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Slack Lumber. When it's time for your next project, make Slack Lumber your first stop. From quality lumber and building supplies to tools and hardware, they've got everything you need to get the job done right. Ask about the Pro program and enjoy exclusive savings, promotions, and VIP benefits. And by Lockhart's Odyssey, the official side-by-side supplier of Ohsweken Speedway. Lockhart's Odyssey features Ontario's largest selection of BRP vehicles, parts, accessories, riding gear, and marine products. Visit their knowledgeable team for all your power sports needs.
Taking a look there at the sun rolling out here for the final heat race of the night. Golf Depot white flags in Carter's hand. 8 laps of distance for heat race 2B. Rolling off first, it's Adam Cecil in the 18. Rolling off second, it's Rowan Reed in the 88. And in third, it's Anthony Verd in the 15. Rolling off fourth, it's the 66 of Bailey Salt. And rolling off fifth, it's the 3 of Liam Daniels. Rolling off sixth, it's Matt Reed in the 78. And rounding out the field in 7th, it's Ron McGarry in the 33 field. Coming to a creep down the backstretch here.
Let's see if Bird can get it again. Green flag is out. Final heat race of the night.
Cecilla's got a good launch there. Bird rolling in 2nd there. They're 3 wide behind the 15 machine there. Cecilla's undisputed out front. Grant Matchett in that 66 machine. Or Bailey Salt, my bad.
We've got a battle for the lead here. Cecilla and Bird duking it out. Bird down to the inside. Cecilla tries to cut to the bottom. Bird shuts the door.
Bit of problems for Rowan Reed there in the 88. She's taking a look there in the cart, trying to figure out what's wrong. Bird's got the lead though, and he's rolling around on the outside. He's got to face a lot of heat from Adam Cecilla. Cecilla looks to the inside, and he's got the edge by a hair. Going down into turn 3 and 4, he'll take the lead from Bird, as Bird will slip back into 2nd, and we're halfway home already.
Liam Daniels looking to get into the mix, side by side down the back straight away. Daniels will take the 2nd spot. Bird trying to stick the nose to the inside.
Daniels got some great pace here. We saw him in the last heat race trying to make something happen. Now he's got a chance again to take the lead here. Coming to the 2 laps left to go sign there. Adam Cecilla rolling out in front, but Daniels has got some great pace here. He looks to the nose on the inside, doesn't quite have it. Cecilla shuts the door. Coming to the Golf Depot white flag. One more time around for the 18 of Cecilla.
Liam Daniels throwing everything he's got at that 18 machine, trying to creep down at the bottom. Cecilla shuts the door. That 18 machine's going to hold on for the win. Daniels picks up the 2nd spot. Bird in 3rd.
Matt Reed will come home in 4th, and I believe Bailey Salt got that in 5th. And that will round out all of our heat races for the night. We will be back in 5 minutes with feature time on GeForce TV.
Grand River has a complete line of trailers to suit your needs. We're Canadian-made, built local, and competitive prices, with expert service on all trailer types, custom builds, premium quality, and unbeatable value. Visit Grand River Trailer Sales today.
Outlaw Karts on GeForce TV is presented by Grand River Trailer Sales. From enclosed trailers to utility trailers and everything in between, Grand River Trailer Sales offer quality products backed by outstanding customer service. See why customers across southwestern Ontario trust Grand River Trailer Sales. And by Chiefswood Park. Looking for a unique getaway? Visit Chiefswood Park, experience authentic Haudenosaunee culture along the beautiful Grand River. Enjoy local shopping, entertainment, wildlife, and a relaxing escape right here on Six Nations.
here for some feature racing. Mobile 1 beginners out onto the racetrack for their 12-lap A-Main. Jackson Jeffrey with the lineup.
Just about ready to go here. Rolling off first, it's Braden Pettit in the 9, and in second, it's Aubrey Penner in the 00 Junior. Rolling off third, it's the 88XL Oakley Jameson, and in fourth, it's the 7 of Christopher Young. Rolling off fifth in the 28, it's Caleb Walker, and in sixth, it's Maverick Chichak in the 27. Rolling off seventh, it's the 20 Austin Van Houten, and in eighth, it's the 96B of Benson Flanagan. Rolling off ninth in the 24E, it's Easton Hill, and in 10th, it's the 17 of Grace Gledhill. Rolling off 11th in the 96, it's Jolene Hooker, and in 12th, it's the 78M of Millie Miller. Rolling off 13th in the 27N, it's Natalie Jenna, and rolling off 14th, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald. Rolling off 15th, it's Kane McAllister in the 18, and in 16th, it's the 52 of Lucian Anthony. Green flags out, and out front, Braden Pettit will lead him going into turn 1 and 2.
Tangled up there, they'll slow down on the back straightaway. Caution flags out, and we're going to have to rack them back up and start this one over again.
Yeah, caution flags out here early as Aubrey Penner and Kaylin Walker get bunched up together. Doesn't look like there's much damage for those two cars though, so should be able to fire them back off after we get them separated. Trying to figure out the lineup here, but it should be pretty simple before we send them off.
Getting them untangled, and we'll get them firing back up. Gonna have to be a complete restart, so Carter Long has that red flag in hand, ready to use.
Yeah, these younger divisions, it's a bit tough figuring out the lineup here, so this is probably the fastest way to do it instead of pacing around here, kind of like a broken record trying to figure everything out. Just replay the same names, so we're going to stop here on the front stretch and, like you said, figure it out.
Well, tomorrow night, Fan Fest, autograph nights. We'll bring the kids out. They can get hero cards, autographs. People will be selling some t-shirts too as well, so you'll be able to pick up some cool merchandise from your favorite driver. And
yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to see. Of course, FanFest 2 means it's belt defense time, some real WWE stuff going on.
Jeff Elsliger has the mini stock one. Beagle has the Thunder. Sounds about right to me.
Sounds right to me, yeah, of course.
And of course, the Bounty. Logie was so close last week. Almost had it. Beagle got by, and who got by? It was Bailey that won that one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying. Oh,
something like that.
We both do the same thing where we just forget.
Beagle.
Yeah. But that was close there. Yeah, Ron Logie had a great shot there last week to try and get that bounty. Of course, don't forget Westbrook's got his bounty, and he's so good that they're just slowly starting to chip it off for him. Which is fair enough. I mean, I don't think anybody can defeat the GOAT. That is the 47X.
And then, of course, Tuesday and Wednesday, the World of Outlaws here at Ohsweken Speedway. Back for year number 2 of this stint. So glad to see them back up here in Canada. Going to be an exciting couple of days here at Ohsweken Speedway. And, of course, we got a couple of stars coming here. We got Kenny Wallace, Kenny Schrader in the UMP Modifieds. We're going to have Ryan Newman making his World of Outlaws debut in a sprint car. And Christopher Bell.
Yep, Christopher Bell.
Sprint car. I believe it's the 69K. I think I saw the car he was driving. And then Stuart
Friesen. Yeah, that's going to be good. Coming back here. Drive a gorgeous 52 sprint car machine. Last year, we've had a lot of big star power come to the track recently. Of course, when NASCAR Canada used to come here on dirt, Chase Briscoe was there, and he put up a good race. And, of course, Stuart Friesen always loves to come to Ohsweken Speedway. So that's going to be a great show. Make sure that you come out for that. Man, that was one of the best events we've held at Ohsweken Speedway in a while. So make sure you come out and take a look at it. But the Golf Depot white flag's out. We're getting ready for a single file restart here. Braden Pettit and Oakley Jameson are going to be your top two leading them off. Benson Flanagan in third there. And this is going to be a good one here, a complete restart.
Single file restart here. Carter Long of the green flag in hand. We are green.
Pettit will roll into 1 and 2 with a bit of a gap between second place Oakley Jameson on the outside there. Trying to make something happen, facing some heat from the 96B of Benson Flanagan, and here comes Austin Van Houten. He's had a great night so far, rolling super strong here. He's in fourth place, trying to make a move on the outside line of that 96B, but out front it's all Braden Pettit.
Pato, they get a nice lead over the 88. Flanagan to the outside, making a charge for second. And he trying to get in the mix there as well as Cheechon.
Oakley Jamison there holding on to that spot. He's got a lot of drivers behind him there. Yeah, Maverick, Cheechon, Austin Van Houten, Christopher Young, Benson, Flanagan on the outside there. That top 5 are all bunched up there. As you can see, Flanagan trying to make a move on the outside. Oakley Jamison looks to try and defend, and that opened the door for Maverick Cheechon to try and make something happen. They're still all bunched up there, and Oakley Jamison is still holding on as Christopher Young gets a bit of contact. He gets collected up there with Benson. Flanagan draws the yellow flag here.
Same story, just different cars there. Wheel up on the car. There's Austin DeBoer trying to get untangled.
Yeah, look kind of innocent there, trying to get everybody.
Carter Long, full sprinting down the front stretch through the infield.
Putting the Jets on today.
It was the flags, getting that aerodynamics.
It was like dividing the wind up so you could fly faster. It's like a sprint car. Here, try that. Get the car separated and they keep rolling off here. And as the sun's starting to set, getting a little bit darker. We've had the lights on since we went live here at 7, of course, due to the smoke. But they're starting to become a little bit more prominent here as the cars are pacing around. Take a look at the replay here. Off the jump. Rolling around pretty solid here. Christopher Young just went a little bit wide there and got collected up with Benson Flanagan in the 96B. Took for a bit of a swirl.
Now we'll pace around and hopefully get the field all lined back up correctly. And they'll stop them on the bottom of 4. And they'll get the line up there on the front straight.
Not an uncommon sight. Yeah, this it's almost procedure now usually, especially we got a big lineup like this. First feature of 8 tonight. Because of course after we finish our regular features we have some makeup from the time that we got rained out during intermission. So want to have get the kids another chance out on the track and hopefully have them come by with some extra hardware. So make sure you tune in. We got an action-packed night full of racing. Still trying to figure out the lineup here. Just about getting everything settled up. Oh, that's a nice signature. You always have to show it to me. Make me feel bad. 'Cause I got like I got a horrible signature.
Oh, I know. I know.
Oh boy. Still trying to figure out this lineup here. These Mobile 1 beginners. Some gorgeous looking Outlaw karts. A lot of great designs. Everybody really stepped up their design game here. You know, a lot of karts that really just kind of pop coming off the line there. Drivers that I think of the 20 Austin Van Houten. Right behind him, Grace Gledhill and her pastel pink 17. Kay McAllister and Aubrey Penner. Some other drivers have some great looking karts here.
Who has pastel pink car?
Grace Gledhill.
It's not pastel pink.
It's it was like Miami Vice colors almost. I don't know. I'm not a color expert.
Pastel's kind of like lighter,
Well,
more white to it.
yeah, okay. I guess it is more of a teal. It's a nice looking car though. And you can see it roll off there. Just that kind of the pink and the teal there just kind of pop, especially compared to a lot of the other cars around it. A lot of more blander colors. So having a car like that really stands out, and you know.
Definitely a vibrant paint scheme there for that car. Looks nothing like her dad's though.
Well, you know what? To each their own.
I want to see Eric Gledhill run that paint scheme.
I think
he'd rock it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, those colors aren't, you know, it's almost Miami Vice style. with the blue and the pink. Coming to the green flag here, Braden Pettit, Oakley Jameson, and Maverick Chichok are going to lead him going into turn 1 and 2.
Pettit leads him down the back straightaway as they make their way top 4 all single file. And everybody trying to get to the top 5.
Braden Pettit there rolling around. He's got nobody behind him there. Oakley Jameson starting to fall back a little bit. And here comes Kane McAllister all the way from the back of the field. He's up to 5th now and rolling high, using all of that outside track space. He'll look to make a move on the 20. Austin Van Houten deep in the field back there. Out front, it's all Braden Pettit, but all eyes are on the 20 and the 18 machine as they roll around there.
Braden Pettit with a good size lead over that 88 machine. Maverick Chichok sitting in the 3rd spot. McAllister and Van Houten going at it there for 4th.
McAllister will make a move around the 20 of Austin Van Houten. Now he'll look to make some moves on the 27 of Maverick Chichok. They go 3 wide there with Oakley Jameson. Chichok dives down to the inside. They bang and bash on the line. They get contact with the lap car, Jackson McDonald, and that will draw a yellow flag.
Only 2 more laps left to go. And we'll draw caution nearing the end of this feature race.
That was a wild one there. Just looked like Maverick Chichok made a little bit too much, and they were just smashing against each other there. Happened to collect up another car and stop everybody there. Looks like everybody's good to go here. And hopefully you shouldn't have too much trouble figuring out this lineup here for the first feature event of the night.
That 88X of Oakley Jameson has been fast so far tonight.
Yeah, Jameson's got some great pace there in that 88. So, let's see what happens there. And we believe that is the 52 of Lucian Anthony stop there. Take a look at the replay. This was crazy.
Chichok kind of just pushes him into the door of that machine, McDonald machine.
Yeah, kind of forces him wide and just
tangled up a bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a racing incident there, not too much.
No harm, no foul.
Well, they got to start the back.
That's
There's
true.
a foul there.
Okay. But now, Kane McAllister will start up in 2nd place. He's been super fast all night tonight, so let's see what he's got when we come to the green flag here, but we might have to stop on the front stretch, of course, to figure out the lineup. Looks to be rolling good, though. They haven't stopped him so far, so that should be a good sign there. Trying to call to the 88 of Oakley Jameson. Looks like they're going to stop him back there. So it should be good here. Just the one. They're just trying to figure out the 2 of Oakley Jameson and Jackson McDonald there, and we should be good to go. But yeah, it should be pretty good so far.
Four stop there on the bottom of 4.
I don't really know what's going on with that Lucian Anthony machine there on the bottom. I wish they could figure that out because he's been a good up-and-comer there. They're going to pull him into the infield. Still trying to figure out the lineup here. And we should be just about getting ready to go here. Braden Pettit, Kane McAllister, Austin Van Houten. Your top 3. Millie Miller in the 78M. Had a great race so far. Easton Hill there, Grace Gledhill. A lot of drivers here who got a lot of pace here who could put it into victory lane here tonight. But time will tell what will happen here. Not too much time left in this race.
Only 2 laps left to go for the 9 of Braden Pettit. McAllister has been having some trouble tonight, but he makes his way up to the 2nd spot. And Van Houten in 3rd. So this is going to be a good duke out for the battle, for the lead. And again, we got one more of these later on tonight.
Yeah, so definitely another thing too is if you got some problems in this race, you definitely want to keep it clean. You don't want to have any trouble ailing your car because you also have another feature coming up after this one. Or, well, later on in the night at the end of this one here. So you want to try and make sure everything's good. But the lineup's good, and we're coming to the Golf Depot white flag one more time before we send these guys around to finish off this first feature event of the night.
Ran out of fidget toys, so you're flipping up the plum sauce.
I know. Well, you took the wrench and the Sharpie.
Sorry. Braden Pettit will lead them to the green flag. 2 laps left to go. We're back underway.
Pettit will have a great launch here, but here comes Kane McAllister there in that 18 machine. He's got a lot of pace there, rolling on the outside, making use of that extra track line. Will dive bomb down on the inside, coming to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around, and McAllister's going to have the lead rolling through the turn.
McAllister leads down the back straightaway. Pettit in second, Van Houten in third. Carter Longer, the double checkered flags in hand. McAllister picks up the win. Braden Pettit and Van Houten the top 3.
That was a great feature event there for Kane McAllister. Getting the dub here tonight. And he'll go for his slack lumber victory lap, the first of 8 here tonight. And pacing around here, Kane McAllister in that 2-speed 18 machine. Taking that slack lumber victory lap here. Field will roll off and getting ready to come out next. The Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks, as we got a bit of a traffic jam here, trying to roll off.
15 laps it isn't for these box stocks on the pole for this one. In the 94, then is Georgia Hookert and her outside. In the 15X, that's Austin Dickinson. Rolling off for the 3rd spot in the 7M, that's Michael Tunn, and his outside in car number 72, that is Silas Podowinski. Rolling off the 5th spot in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge, and his outside in the 816, that's Aiden Austin. Rolling off the 7th spot in the 77H, that's Randy Hollingshead, and his outside in car number 28, that's Hunter Hill. Rolling off for the 5th row inside in 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Emmett Speck to the outside of the 10th spot in car number 4. The 02C is Cecil Burbridge, rolls off 11th. Rolling off 12th in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. And rolling off 13th in the 77, that's Declan Solt Johnson. And rolling off for the 14th spot in the 51, that's Grayson Lawson. And rolling off 15th in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off 16th, the 17W, Dixon DeCuman. And the final row inside, the 24S, Sadie Perbelli. And the 09, the Casey Walker, rounds out the field.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a good one. Yellow flag still out as we got Lincoln Obadiah there slow on the backstretch.
Oak Creek around the racetrack, ready to get going. Trevor DeBoer had to restart a cart there, so
So it looks like it should be pretty simple trying to figure this one out. And man, I get super excited watching these box stocks because they always come full stacked. I have almost 20 of these carts tonight. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around, and I say this every week, but there's so many good drivers in here. It's going to be super fun to watch what they have tonight under this great track. We've got a lot of guys to keep your eyes out on, but coming to the green flag here, Georgia Hooker. Recovering from that flip, Austin Dickinson on the outside, green flags out, and the 94 and the 15 are going to lead them going into the turns.
Hooker leads down the back straightaway. DeCuman sitting in the 2nd spot. Podowinski makes his way to the 3rd spot. And Hooker leads lap number 1.
Hooker's got a good launch there, rolling on the outside. Austin Dickinson there in 2nd, then 3rd. It's Michael Tunn in the 7th, facing some heat on the outside line from Silas Podowinski. Oh, Everett Burbridge gets a little bit squirrely, goes around here, and the whole field shoots wide. That'll draw the yellow flag out, and that could have been an easy flip there for Everett Burbridge.
They kind of avoided it. Got really bumpy there for a couple of drivers. That was insane. Can't wait to see the replay on that one.
Yeah, I almost thought Everett Burbridge was going to go for a 360 sprint car style flip there. That was wild.
Yeah, that wasn't just him either. There's a couple of drivers there that were, yeah, here's the replay.
Whew. Crazy there. Glad everybody's good. Still rolling here. Not a lot of problems. And you can see they're 18 deep rolling tonight here for these Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks. Probably the biggest class we have here on an Outlaw Thursday. Gorgeous night tonight. And Georgia Hookert, she's had a great race so far. Of course, flipped in her last heat race. And doesn't seem to have a better performance than usual. She is rolling now in first, and she has not had a lot of competition there for the lead. She's been starting to pull away here from the 15 Austin Dickinson, but there's a lot of bad, fast drivers behind the top two there. Randy Hollingshead, Emmett Speck, Cecil Burbage, Lincoln Obadiah, Bentley Slider, and don't forget Everett Burbage, who just went for a bit of almost a flip there, are going to make this one a little bit complicated going into the final laps of this one.
Yeah, this is one of those classes where almost any driver can win it. Everybody's so fast, everybody's so competitive. It's a different winner each week, and it's always exciting to see. So we'll see. We got Hookert sitting there in the lead. Kuman, who I believe it's his rookie season here, so you know, it's going to be an exciting end to this one.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this one turns out. Lineup's good. Carter is going to display the Golf Depot white flag one more time around before we send him off here.
Nose to tail down the back straightaway. Carter Wire, the green flag in hand. We are back underway.
Hookert is going to jump out to a bit of a lead there. They roll single file going into turn 1 and 2. Hunter Hill there in that 28 machine. He's got a lot of pace as he's going to go around the inside line of Silas Podwinski. Everybody stays single file out. But from 3rd to 5th there, you got 3 of some of the fastest drivers in this division. Hunter Hill, Silas Podwinski, and Emmett Speck now. Hill's got some great pace there, and he'll go wide, trying to make a move on the 15 of Austin Dickinson. But out front, Georgia Hookert is starting to pull away.
Hunter Hill trying to crack his way into the top 3. All over to Kuman, but he'll fall back to the 4th spot. Here comes Silas Podwinski all over the tail end of that 28 machine. Emmett Speck also trying to reel them in. Podwinski down to the inside. He'll slide up in front of Hill. Hill down to the bottom. Side by side down the front straightaway.
Hill will move to the inside and will start to pull away from Silas Podwinski. Silas Podwinski's not out of the heat yet, as now he's going to start to face the 4 of Emmett Speck. Georgia Hookert there will start to phase on someone on lap traffic. Michael Tunn follow behind, but all eyes are on the battle for Podwinski and Speck shoots by Silas Podwinski there, and now Hill immediately go to work on Hunter Hill, and it looks like he's got it. Hill makes a bit of a bobble, and that allows for the 4 to drag race down the front.
Hookert stuck behind the Walker machine. Michael Tunn follows in the 2nd spot, trying to reel in that 94 machine down the front straightaway. Still got a good battle there for 3rd. Walker goes around in front of the field. Caution flags out, everybody avoids.
They were beating and banging there, and then Casey Walker went for a bit of a spin. Austin Dickinson goes for a bit of a spin around to avoid them too, and the field Spartans try and make way there for the 09 machine. That was a crazy race there into the yellow, but it's not over yet. Still got a lot of race left in this one.
We'll phase around and we'll get this lineup situated here. See that 4 machine of Emmett Speck. He's been fast tonight, trying to crack his way into the top 3. Oh, never mind. He's there. Hunter Hill just in the wrong spot.
But yeah, Emmett Speck, last year, champion for the Mobile 1 beginners, moving up to the box next here, and he's been making a lot of waves super quickly here in this division. One of the top drivers already. And it's always one to watch that Whitetail Concrete Flamin' 4. It's a gorgeous looking box stock. And Emmett Speck is definitely a wheelman here in this division. Michael Tunn there in 2nd. He's another fast driver who can take it on any night. And Georgia Hookert there, and you can even see it. Look at how crumpled up that wing is. Bent it back into position and got it rolling, and she's rolling great here in that 94 machine. Got the call at the lineup is good, so we should be coming back to the green shortly. And not too much left here. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around. And this restart is going to put even more pressure on the 94 of Georgia Hooker. Can she hold off Michael Tunn, Emmett Speck, Hunter Hill, Silas Podwinski, and Aiden Austin there as the laps keep winding down. Here we go.
Green flag is back out. Hooper leads him into corner one. Michael Tunn follows suit in second spot. Hill looks to the inside at Emmett Speck down the back straightaway.
Emmett Speck using a lot of that outside line, trying to make something happen, but he slips up there, and that allows for Hunter Hill to get his edge there in that 28 machine. He'll fly by and steal that third place spot. Emmett Speck will immediately look to go back and swipe it away, but Georgia Hooker out in front. She's starting to pull away from the field there. Not too much time. Out front, it looks like the yellow flag's back out. Lincoln Obadiah and Everett Burbridge make contact, and that'll draw the yellow again. Don't know what damage is there to those machines, but they are collected all together. Superman will try and pull them apart. Should be good there. Everett Burbridge starts to pull away. And that was another crazy start there.
Yeah, the laps are slowly winding down. Everybody's fighting for those positions, so it's getting very competitive winding down to the end of this race.
And of course, this is the other class that has another feature layer on tonight. Same rules apply. You kind of don't really want to get in those contact situations like that because you still got to keep that race car clean because you got another one to run after this.
You got some time to fix it, though, if you really want to.
That's true.
Hard,
but if your car's running good, the last thing you want is to get in a bit of a wreck or to cause some damage or bend something up because if you're running good, you don't want to have to deal with those problems later on. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around, and Georgia Hooker, she's still holding on to that first place spot. Nobody's had anything for her yet. Coming to the green flag, here we go.
Hill down to the inside on Michael Tunn, trying to get the nose under there. They'll make their way down the max straightaway. Emmett Speck trying to make his way back into the top three.
Speck there trying to make a move on that outside line. Doesn't quite have it yet. He's following in Hunter Hill's footsteps for that third place spot. Hill and that driving with Haley 28 machine starts to pull away a little bit, and Georgia Hooker is rolling out. It's 2 laps left to go for the 94 to get her first win of the season here. Michael Tunn following close behind second, and Tunn shoots by on the inside line of the drag race going into turn 1 and 2. Tunn takes out a pylon. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for Georgia Hooker to the 94.
Hooker's been so fast here tonight. One more time around to hold off Michael Tunn. She'll come off of corner number 4, pick up the win. Michael Tunn in second, Hunter Hill in third, Emmett Speck in the 4th spot, rounding out the top 5, Silas Podwinski.
What a great night for Georgia Hooker. She gets her first win here this season in the box stocks, and she'll go for her slack lumber victory lap. You can see she's flailing that car all around, super happy. Doing donuts there, and look at that wing as she pulls off. What a great night there for Georgia Hooker in that 94. Gets that win, does some donuts, and celebrates. She deserves it after flipping her car and having another great night. And that'll round out this box stock feature.
Up next, the beginner flat carts for their 15-lap A-main as they make their way onto the racetrack, ready to get this one underway.
First feature event, or the feature event here for these beginner flats. Rolling out first in the 51, it's Evan Sauter. And in second, it's the 5JR Clayton Hager. Rolling off third in the 65, it's Quentin McIntyre. And rolling off fourth, it's the 4 of Charles Stewart. Rolling off fifth, it's the 67 of Woody Nadherney. And rolling off sixth, it's the 44C of Henley Clements. Rolling off seventh, it's the 26 ER of Brooklyn Van Palen. And rounding out the field in the eighth, it's the 99J of Jackson Bergman. Coming to the green flag here. Evan Sauter shoots off there, and already Clayton Hager is making a jump there, and he'll take the lead.
As they make their way down the back straightaway, Sauter to the inside of Hager, door to door down into corner 3. Sauter comes out the leader, lap number 1.
Sauter there rolling around on the outside line. Clayton Hager there, trying to take back that first place spot. Now Quentin McIntyre in that 65 machine, he looks super low and will take that second place spot from Hager. Hager sweeps back and takes it, and they're drag racing there. A little bit of contact between the 65 and the 5 there. McIntyre holding on to that spot, and we got a battle for second place.
Sauter and that 5 machine of Hager battling it out there for the second spot. McIntyre out in the lead, trying to hold them off. Sauter down to the inside. He'll make a charge for the lead.
McIntyre had a great move there for the lead and just went super wide there, gave up that spot to Evan Sauter. Don't know if he'll be able to make up that track back, as Sauter's got that thing wired up here, and he is flying down with the lead and already starting to put some laps on the 65.
Making their way by a couple of the slower cars. Sauter now your leader, having a good race so far. That 65 of McIntyre sitting in the second spot, and Hager in third.
McIntyre there getting closer and closer to the 51 of Sauter here. Laps keep winding down. That 51 machine is starting to lose a little bit of the ground on that 65. Halfway home there, and McIntyre once again swoops away the lead from the 51 of Evan Sauter. It's been them all race there, the 51 and the 65. And now McIntyre will look to put some distance on him using that lap traffic.
Getting by some of the slower cars there. McIntyre, new leader over Sauter and Hager as they make their way in corner number 3. McIntyre now putting some numbers on that 51 of Sauter.
Yeah, McIntyre starting to pull away there from Sauter. Got about a quarter of a straightaway lead here, but anything can happen. Sauter's one of the fastest drivers in this beginner flat division, and as McIntyre will pass by some lap traffic here, Sauter will try and look to do the same. Laps are winding down here. Not too much left to go here for the 65 machine to get a win here tonight.
That 65 of McIntyre will come to 2 laps left to go. He's got a good sized lead over Sauter. Everybody's all sort of spread out so far.
McIntyre rolling around on the bottom line here. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for the 65 here. Evan Sauter's got a lot of ground left to make up. Don't think he's going to do it. McIntyre's going to go to the outside and pass some lap traffic, and I believe he's going to get his first win here on Outlaw Thursday.
Sauter will finish in the second spot over Clayton Hager, and that'll round out the beginner flat karts for the night. And up next, the intermediate flat karts for their 15-lap A-main.
Quinn McIntyre is going to get his Slack Lumber victory lap. Well deserved for him in that 65 machine. And I believe he's just going to roll right off there. It's all Quentin McIntyre there. And his Slack Lumber victory lap. Getting ready to roll out next is the intermediate flats.
As they make their way onto the racetrack, on the pole for this one in the 28L, that's Lucas Bergman, and to his outside of the 7G, that is Ryan Guzat. Rolling off for the third spot in the 13, that's Rylan Huffman, and in the fourth spot in the 88X, that is Jameson Kane. Rolling off for the fifth spot in the 15W, that's Nate Weidrich, and in the sixth spot in the 28, that's Kalen Walker. Rolling off for the seventh spot in the 17R, that's Jack Rucci, and rounding out the field in the 88C, that is Callum Clements.
Rolling around here, Lucas Bergman has been making some waves here all day. Let's see if he can get his first win of the season here. He'll roll off as the green flag's out for these intermediate flat feature, and already the 28L jumps out to a good launch. Rylan Huffman there, and there's a lot of other bad, fast drivers there trying to make moves. Ryan Grisat there rolling on the outside line, and Huffman in second there. What a start.
Bergman with a good sized lead over the second place spot of the 7G. Ryan Grisat, Rylan Huffman in the third spot. He's got a couple drivers behind him ready to crack their way into the top 3.
Bergman there, that 28L has been super fast today. He's holding on to the lead, facing a little bit of heat from Grisat. Grisat's edging closer and closer up onto him. But out front, it's all Lucas Bergman and that 28L. He has been hooked up all day, and he's going to start to put some gap between his car and the second place of Ryan Grisat here.
Good racing so far. That 28L of Bergman will get around a couple of the slower cars there on the back straightaway. Ryan Grisat in the second spot over Jameson Kane. That 7G of Grisat trying to reel in Bergman as he weave in and out of those slower cars.
Yeah, Bergman's trying to move through the lap traffic nice and efficiently. Going by some of the lap cars like Callum Clements there. Grisat will look to follow into. And he's getting closer and closer, but he still doesn't quite have enough juice to catch up to that 28L of Bergman.
6 to go by the flag stand. Bergman with a very solid race so far. 5 to go. Grisat still in the second spot, trying to reel in that 28L, but can't make anything happen.
Bergman there, still rolling by. Laps keep winding down here. Ryan Grisat starting to pace and fall back a little bit there to the 28L of Bergman. This is the battle that everybody's got their eyes on as we're all single file throughout. Laps keep winding down here.
Two to go now for the 28L of Bergman. One in the infield there, the 15W Weidrich. Gulf Depot white flag is out. Weidrich will join the field in front of the leaders. And Bergman will hold on to the position.
Looked almost dangerous there as Bergman almost came to a halt, but he'll get his first win in his debut this season here at Ohsweken Speedway. And that 28L was hooked up. You saw him pumping his fists in the air in his debut this year at Ohsweken on the Little O. He gets the win here in the intermediate division, and it will go for his Slack Lumber victory lap. Bergman and the 28L definitely put on a show here tonight. This is one for the ages. I'm sure he's going to be excited to see this thing. And that'll round it out for the intermediate flat carts. What a great feature from them. And that officially marks the halfway point for features on the night. We are 4 down, and now 4 more to go.
Racing has been good so far tonight. Can't wait to see what these other 4 features hold for us. And now the Williams Brother Heating and Cooling Open Outlaw Karts make their way onto the track for their 20th lap A main. Brennan Hager in the 96 machine has not been able to get the win so far this season. Let's see what he has for them tonight. And winner of the first heat race, Riley Mercer. He's been fast so far tonight too, so they're definitely going to be 2 to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Riley Mercer with Kiana Teal's Open Outlaw wing there. He's been pretty hooked up. Brendan Hager, of course, that's kind of been a story that we've been talking about today. He said he wanted to get his first win, or a win here tonight. And he's been looking to follow. It's been pretty promising for him in that Welland Chev 96 machine, but he's still got the big one here to go. Got a lot of tough competition. Of course, Riley Mercer, Jack Smolders, Flying Ryan Wilson. And of course, Gianni Miller and that 0J machine. This is going to be a good one here tonight, duking it out.
As they start to take form on the pole for this one, Adam Welland in the 96 machine, that's Brendan Hager. To his outside at the Six Nations, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller in the 0J. Rolling off the third spot at Brantford in the 24K, that's Riley Mercer. And to his outside at Harrisburg in the 71, that's Ryan Wilson. Rolling off from the fifth spot at Dorchester in the 7 machine, that's Jack Smolders. And to his outside in the 6th spot at Ohsweken in the 17Z, that's Zayden Miller. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 97, that's Andy Gray at Norwich, and that will round out the field. Laps the distance as they all take form. There's Zayden Miller joining the field on the back straightaway there.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Shaping up. Watch these cars. They make the most out of all of these extra lines we're going to have here tonight on a gorgeous, slick, glistening track here. Definitely one of the best ones we've had in a long, long time here at the Little O. This is going to be one for the ages here. As they slowly pace around here, getting ready to fire off.
White flag next time by. 2 more times around, we can set them loose. Hager and Miller on the front row.
Out front there, Johnny Miller is going to definitely try and put a damper on Hager's great day there, but the 96 has got a lot of great speed. Don't forget, back in the pack there, Jack Smolders, Riley Mercer, Ryan Wilson, some of the top drivers in this division who are also going to be gunning for the win today. But as they come around here, we're going to get ready. It's time.
Carter Longer, the double green flags in hand. Hager, Miller on the front row. Let's get it on. Hager into 1.
Hager's going to rock it out and hold on to the lead. They start to single file out here. Everybody single file down the backstretch, and Hager jumps out to a bit of a great lead there. He's starting to pull away from the 0J at Johnny Miller. Johnny Miller trying to follow in suit. Doesn't quite have it yet. Hager's just beating the brakes off of that machine, and he's flying through.
Hager with a good size lead over Miller. Riley Mercer sitting in the 3rd spot. Ryan Wilson trying to track down that 24K. Make a good night out of the problems he's had so far.
Jack Smolders already makes one of the cones the first victim here, of the pylons here in this feature event. He knocks one down, gets up pretty quickly though, but all eyes are on Brendan Hager. He's starting to pull away from Johnny Miller there. Back there in 3rd place though, Riley Mercer and Ryan Wilson are trying to make something happen. Wilson's got some great speed there, but not quite enough to catch up to Riley Mercer, as Mercer's got that thing hooked up with the 24K weight.
Wilson reeling in the 24K of Riley Mercer going into corner number 3. That 71 machine's having a decent night so far in the same name. Hager is on a whim here tonight. He's way in front of Johnny Miller.
Yeah, Hager's been a man on a mission. Looks like the smoke's helping out. That's what he said tonight. And it looks like Ryan Wilson's got some problems ailing to another rough season here. That'll draw the yellow flag tonight. Some more problems for Ryan Wilson. Definitely not what you want to see, but that car seemed off the pace all night there. Heartbreak for the 71 machine. Doesn't really know what ails that DJD Graphics Ken's Auto 71 machine. I don't know if they're going to push him off or try to get it refired there. Trying to get him to go faster up. Looks like he just needs a push. Out front, though, Brendan Hager has had this lead on a lock, and you know he's got to be fuming right now. He was running so good before the yellow flag came out. And it looks like that's going to make things a little bit more challenging here as we look. Ryan Wilson is definitely not happy with whatever's going on that 71 machine. Believe they might just have to push it off here.
Not good to see for that 71 machine as they take him down the front straightaway and up off of corner number 1. That'll end the night of the 71 machine.
Yeah, definitely been a rough season so far for that 71 machine. Immediately wastes no time ripping the steering wheel off and taking the gear off. He's done for the night. Heartbreak for him in that Tim Farrell Heating and Air 71. But all eyes now are going to look to the race we got going on. Brendan Hager, Johnny Miller, Riley Mercer, Zayden Miller. Your top 4 here coming to the green flag, and the 96 will launch off again.
Down into corner number 1, Miller all over the tail end of the 96 machine. Hager already getting a good size lead over the 0J. Riley Mercer now has no in that 3rd spot.
Brendan Hager there is going to start to pull away from Johnny Miller here. And him and Johnny Miller there are out by a country mile on the rest of the field here. Riley Mercer using all that outside line to his advantage, trying to make some moves on the 7 of Jack Smolders here. Hager will go to the cross flags. They're halfway home already. And Riley Mercer's just going super wide there, trying to use all that track lane.
Yeah, Mercer used that on the high side. Everybody else bottom to middle lane here. Hager with a good size lead there over Johnny Miller. Riley Mercer falling back to the tail end of the field.
Hager there rolling around, trying to hold on to that lead position. He wants his first win in a while here. Back there deeper in the field. We got a lot of drivers all bunched up there. Riley Mercer, Zayden Miller, Andy Gray there. Been a wild one so far, but out front it's all Brennan Hager. Now he's getting close enough. He's going to start looking on some lap traffic as we come to 5 to go for the 96 machine.
5 more laps for Brennan Hager's had a solid night so far. He's just got 4 to go, and he can take that victory lane spot.
Flying around here, he's a man on a mission. He's going to look towards some of that lap traffic. He'll look down and move to the inside of Andy Gray. Will pass by, no problem. Continue to pace around. Johnny Miller still has to do so if he can catch up in time. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Brennan Hager, and he is starting to pull away from Johnny Miller in the 0J machine.
1 around right in front of the leader. Hager avoids. Caution flag is out.
And another one, I think he's even more mad about this one because he was just about to come home with it. And now they're going to stack it up and relaunch him again. But honestly, I think Brennan's got this one in the bag if he can play nice, clean, and run it. He's been hooked up all night tonight. But right now, all eyes are on Zayden Miller trying to figure out what ails that 17Z machine.
Track's definitely dried out, slicked off a bit, and you can definitely tell it's taking a bit of rubber here, and maybe not what the drivers were expecting, but he went around on the back straight away.
Yeah.
Pushed off and fired up doing the tail end of the field.
Yeah, not too bad, but that's exactly what you want with these, especially when you get to the karts that have a little bit more power. They're a little bit faster. That's what you want. You want a slick, dry track for them to just be able to full throttle down and really send in. You'll see it too here when we have the senior flats coming up next. Those guys love a slick track like this to make something happen. Golf Depot white flags out. One more time around. And there's be 2 laps left to go for your leader, Brennan Hager, when we come to the green here. Green flag's out, and Brennan Hager will lead him going into turn 1 and 2. Another good launch for him, and he's going to immediately start to pull away. He'll come around to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around for the 96 machine. Can he hold on going down the backstretch?
Brennan Hager through corners 3 and 4. He'll pick up his first one of the 2026 season over Johnny Miller and Jack Smollers, the top 3.
He said he wanted to do it, and he got it done here tonight. Brennan Hager will take his slack lumber victory lap, and he's full throttle here. He fulfilled his prediction, and he did say the smoke was going to give him good luck tonight, and he will take home the win here in this Open Outlaw feature. That was a great one. He dominated that one from start to finish. Exactly what he wanted on a night like tonight. What a great bounce back for the season for Brennan Hager. And he will rip that one around and take an all-in on that slack lumber victory lap.
Flat Seniors up next for their main event 20 laps to distance. Jackson Jeffrey with the lineup.
Final feature event here in regulation. And rolling off first in the 44, it's Robbie General. Coming off second in the 15, it's Anthony Verd. In third, it's Adam Cecilla in the 18. And in fourth, it's Jack McPhail in the 42. Rolling off fifth in the 78, it's Matt Reed. And rolling off sixth in the 73, it's Mike Miller. Rolling off seventh in the 28 is Cameron Bookin. And eighth in the 3 is Liam Daniels. Rolling off ninth in the 33 is Ron McGarry. And in 10th in the 66, it's Bailey Salt. Starting 11th into the 66W, it's Grant Matchett. 12th, it's the 88er Rowan Reed. 13th is Nicholas Boyd in the 12, and rounding out the field in 14th, it's the 44B of Bella General. Here we go for the senior flat feature. Robbie General and Anthony Verd are going to start him off. Carter with the dual green flags in his hand. Here we go.
20 laps the distance as they work their way through corners 1 and 2. General leads him down the back straightaway into corner 3. Adam Cecilla sitting in the second spot all over the tail end of that 44B.
General leads the field rolling 15 deep here in this feature event. Adam Cecilla in second. Everybody's kind of bunched up. Matt Reed here in that noseless 78 machine trying to make some moves for second place there. Anthony Verd falls back a little bit, but he's got a lot of great pace here trying to make something happen. Out front, though, it's all Robbie General.
Single file around the bottom. That's definitely the fastest lane here. Trying to grab a little bit of the grip there where the pylon's cut off.
General there holding on to that spot. Matt Reed duking it out there with Cameron Book for that third place spot. And this one's getting pretty heated there. Back behind second, Anthony Bird's in the mix now, and he'll go side by side with Matt Reed there.
Stasilla down to the inside of Robbie General, going into 3, door to door. Through the corner, Stasilla takes the lead. Matt Reed down at the bottom, he'll steal the lead.
Stasilla's car just launched a chunk of dirt out to the outside line there. Matt Reed comes in and swoops it under, but here comes Robbie General. He's got some great pace there, rolling on the outside line. Stasilla there rolling on the inside, and here comes Liam Daniels too. He's been on the tail of everybody trying to make some good moves here. Out front, it's all Matt Reed, but Robbie General edges there on that inside line. He'll take the lead now. Stasilla and Reed are side by side, but here comes Liam Daniels trying to shake up the party.
Matt Reed goes high there on the back straightaway. He'll move back to the 5th spot behind Anthony Bird. Robbie General holding on to the lead over Stasilla. Daniels, Bird, Reed, the top 5. Daniels all over the tail end of Stasilla. Cross flags, 10 to go.
Daniel's been an agent of chaos all night. You'll never know when he's going to show up, and it's going to make things a little bit crazy. He goes side by side, makes a little bit of contact with Matt Reed, falls back. Everybody keeps it rolling, though. Out front, it's all Robbie General. Adam Stasilla following in suit, and now Anthony Bird will hold on to 3rd. Field rolling by through here. And it's been all Robbie General. Adam Stasilla trying to make something happen there. They drag race down the front stretch. Robbie General still got the nose in it. Stasilla goes a little bit into the track dirt there, keeps it collected, and he'll still roll.
There goes Matt Reed battling there with Mike Miller. One slow on the backstretch, that's Ron McGarry. And the caution flag is out with 6 to go.
Ron McGarry seemed to be off the pace there after his incident in his last heat race. Now what you want to see in that Skull Bandit 33 machine, but that'll draw the yellow flag, and this will shake things up coming to the restart here. And this will be wild for the final one here in regulation before we go to our 2 overdue features from 2 weeks ago. So you're still going to want to stick around and watch some of the young guns duke it out, cut their teeth here as they try to get that Ron McGarry machine fired up.
Not sure what's ailing that 33 machine. There's Trevor DeVore seeing if he can get it fired.
Yeah, don't really know what ails that machine. Just kind of slowly came to a putt there on the backstretch. So we'll look to see what's going on.
They'll pace around in single file fashion. Getting the lineup situated here.
Shouldn't be too long here before we send these guys back out for the final feature of regulation, or I should just say the final feature for these senior flats. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around here for Robbie General. We'll send him off. And this is shaping up to be a good one here in the final laps. I don't know about you, but I'm on the edge of my seat here as we go down the backstretch ready for the restart.
You ain't even sitting on a seat. Green flag is out. We are back underway.
Robbie General will roll through the corners there. Adam Stasilla will follow by here. They go wide there. Stasilla's following tight in his tail. Anthony Bird trying to make some moves too. He's right there in the mix, and it looks like he's going to be able to make a challenge here for second place not too long.
Bird all the way back up in that 3rd spot. Maybe we'll try and make a mix for the top 2. Stasilla's still sitting in the 2nd spot. Got a little squirrely there in corner 1, but he'll gather back up.
Didn't really make a big difference in what happened. Just lost a little bit of ground there. Anthony Bird also falls back a little bit to your leader, Robbie General. He's been on the gas pedal all night tonight. Flying by here, 2 laps left to go for that 44 machine. Let's see if Adam Stasilla can make something happen here. And it looks like we got a little bit of contact here, but the drivers are going to keep it rolling. Mike Miller, Matt Reed there. But coming to the golf depot white flag one more time around for your leader, Robbie General. He's been dominant all night.
Battle for second there between Sicilla and Burr down the max straightaway. Robbie General picks up the feature win. Looked like Sicilla had that one over Anthony Bird. That's your top three.
That was a great race all throughout here. And Robbie General will go for his slack lumber victory lap in that 44 machine. Pacing around here and soaking up a win here tonight under the lights. And you're going to want to stick around here as we still have 2 more features left to go. Finish with our regular 6 here on an Outlaw Thursday, and now we just got 2 more here. It's time for the beginner and box stocks and their features from July 2nd.
A while ago, eh?
Yeah, well, because that was the last, because we missed it, and then, of course, we got rained out last week. So, it's time here. I got to take this tape off for you. Now, here you go. You can deal with that. Sorry. And now the Mobile 1 beginners are getting suited up for their second race here. Their second feature race here tonight.
12 laps, the distance track. Definitely changed from the last time they were onto the track. 12 laps, Jackson Jeffrey's lineup.
Yeah, here we go. Second feature here tonight. The makeup feature from July 2nd. And your leader rolling off first in the 18 is Kane McAllister. Rolling off second in the 88X, it's Oakley Jameson. Now rolling off third in the 17, it's Grace Gledhill. And rolling off fourth in the 9, it's Braden Pettit. Rolling off fifth in the 52, it's Lucian Anthony. And rolling off sixth, it's Easton Hill in the 24E. Rolling off seventh, it's Kaylin Walker in the 28. And rolling off eighth, it's the 00 junior of Aubrey Penner. Rolling off seventh, it's Christopher Young in the 7. And rolling off 10th, it's Maverick Chichuk in the 27. Rolling off 11th, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald. And rolling off 12th, it's Austin Van Houten in the 20. And rounding out the field, starting 13th, it's the 1 of Ainsley McAllister.
2x2, McAllister and that 88X of Jamison Kane on the front row. Green flag is out.
Oakley Jameson there will slip back into second. Kane McAllister will jump out to a great lead, and here comes Grace Gledhill. She's had a good night tonight too. She's rolling by in second. Don't forget Easton Hill, he's in the mix there. We got a bunch of great drivers here, all duking it out.
McAllister with a good size lead over the 17 of Grace Gledhill. Pettit in the third spot as they make their way down the front straightaway. Pettit all over the back end of that 17 machine.
Grace Gledhill is trying to hold her own here in this race, rolling solid in the second place spot. Braden Pettit there now tries to make a move on the outside line. Doesn't quite have it yet. Here comes Christopher Young as well. He'll be trying to make some moves for that third place spot. But out front, it is all Kane McAllister, and he's already going to start bearing down some lap traffic. We're just about here at the halfway mark.
Kane has a really good size lead over the second spot of Grace Gledhill. Pettit and that 7 machine of Christopher Young are going to duke it out there for the third spot.
Halfway home here for Kane McAllister. Rolling by here, Grace Gledhill in that second place spot. They'll pass by some of the lap traffic there of Jackson McDonald, Braden Pettit, Christopher Young, Easton Hill. They'll all do the same. Rolling by here. And out front, it's all Kane McAllister.
McAllister's catching the tail end of the field here. Gledhill in the second spot. She's got Christopher Young, Braden Pettit all over the tail end.
McAllister's continuing to put down some lap traffic. 2 laps left to go here for your leader in the green 18 machine. Grace Gledhill in second. Christopher Young in third here. And Braden Pettit in fourth.
Golf Depot white flag is out for that 18 machine of Kane McAllister. One more time around and he'll secure an A-main win.
Rolling by here and he'll get the makeup feature win. Kane McAllister in that green two-speed motorsports machine will get the dub here tonight. And that'll round out for the beginners. We got one more feature left to go here. The field will come to a stop. He'll take his slack lumber victory lap in that gorgeous looking 18 Mobil 1 beginner box stock. And it was Kane McAllister from start to finish here. Definitely another one that he's going to want to add his list of accolades here. What a great driver, so young in this division. Ran the number 71 beginner last year, changes to the 18 this year, and he got it done in that two-speed motorsports. That's a great race for Kane there.
15 laps the distance for these Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks. On the pole for this one in the 15G, that is Grayson Malloyhin. And to his outside of the 51, that is Grayson Lawson. Rolling off the third spot in the 4 car, that's Emmett Speck. And to his outside of car number 28, that's Hunter Hill. Rolling off of the 5th spot, car number 72, that's Silas Podowinski. And to his outside of car number 7M, that's Michael Tunn. Rolling off of the 6th spot, rolling off of the 7th spot rather, in the 14, that's Diesel Montour. And to his outside of the 09, that's Casey Walker. Rolling off the 9th spot, Randy Hollingshead. And to his outside in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge. Everett Burbridge, Bentley Slider, make up row number 6. Row number 7, Aiden Austin, Lincoln Obadiah. Row number 8, Grayson Palace, Nixon DeCuman. Row number 9, Probelli, Salt Johnson. And rounding out the field, Dickinson. Green flag is out.
Lawson jumps out to a good start there. Emmett Speck in that Flame and 4 machine tries to follow suit. Doesn't quite have the juice for him yet. Same with Hunter Hill there. Top 3 are all single file out. Everett Burbridge makes some great launches there. He shoots to the inside of Silas Podowinski. Not a great showing from him. He'll look to make up there in the 02, and the caution flag is out early.
Not sure what happened there, but definitely not a good start for this race.
Yeah, a little bit of a wild start so far.
And we'll get them all racked and stacked, ready to get back underway.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to get them figured out here before we send them back up. I believe it's going to be a single file restart here. We got still got a lot of race left though.
At 51 of Grayson Lawson.
Looks like they're going to stop him on the front stretch. I believe that's Cecil Burbridge with a bit of a problem there. That might complicate things here with the lineup. It should be good though. I believe everybody's pretty solid. I'm surprised you haven't left after I gave you your pay envelope. I'm surprised we haven't left after we got the pay envelope.
Alright, 2 extra features, why not? Maybe there's an extra in there, but no.
Extra pay envelope? Alright, sweet.
Well, we do have Ryan and Damien, so that could be the bonus.
That's true. Well, yeah. I don't know, I think that's pretty good compensation. I shouldn't say that. They're going to be like mobbing us as soon as we leave. Coming to the green flag here, Grayson Lowe's and Emmett Speck. Launching them off here in the final feature event of the night.
Down the max straightaway, Hunter Hill trying to crack his way into the top 3 all over the end of the 02. 3 wide there down the front straightaway. Hunter Hill gets shut out from the bottom of 1. Bumps the 02 around to the front of the field. Hard hit there. Caution flags out.
Everett Burbridge just with a nasty ding there from Aiden Austin, the 816. Thought he was going to be able to keep it rolling, but he went for a bit of a stop and made some contact there with Aiden Austin. And that'll put another yellow here. And the final feature event of the night. Take a look at the replay here. Got a little bit squirrely. Everybody skirts out of the way to miss, but
That was hard hit.
yeah, that was a ding for sure. Everett Burbridge still rolling good. And I believe they're going to pull that. They're going to push that 816 off.
28 to the rear of the field for the last time.
09 to the 02C, 09 go ahead of the 02C.
28 to the rear of the field.
Say it again.
Still trying to figure this lineup out. There we got a little bit wild after that one. Still trying to figure out what's going on with this lineup here. Everything's kind of messed up in this final feature event of the night. Field still pacing around here under yellow. Of course, we're standing by here waiting for what's going on with everybody in this final feature event of the night here.
Getting that lineup situated.
It's going to be an interesting one here, racing out to the finish. I'm excited.
Why do you have sunglasses on? If we had a booth cam, you'd be confused because he's sitting on the floor.
Okay, I'm not sitting on the floor. I'm on one knee, and I have the sunglasses on. It's my I'm in my mojo. I'm in my zone right now. Not really, but I feel like I've been off the rails all day.
Don't worry.
Oh boy. Grayson Lawson and Emmett Speck there, your top two. And they're going to come to the green flag here. Let's see what happens on this restart. Lawson and Speck are going to launch off into turn 1 and 2.
Down the back straightaway, that 51 machine's really fast here tonight. Emmett Speck in the second spot, Silas Podwinski in third. Now we got a bit of a battle going here for fourth.
Everybody sort of single files out here. Silas Podwinski, Michael Tunn there. And out front, it's been all Grayson Lawson here. The field runs cleanly. Just trying to knock some laps down here. Grayson Lawson's got a lot of pace on him. He's going to approach the back of the field. Not too long. And it looks like Emmett Speck will have a lot of ground to catch up. Maybe this lap traffic will slow down Lawson, making for a bit of a battle here. But right out front, all eyes are on Silas Podwinski and Michael Tunn in that battle for third.
51 around on the back straightaway. Everybody swerves to avoid. And we'll gather it back up and get ready to go again.
Yeah, pacing around under yellow here. I believe it's just a one-car thing. So it should be simple for Lawson there. Silas Podwinski, or Lincoln Obadiah pulls off, and here we take a look at the replay. Just your leader rolling out in front, loses it, going down the back stretch. Nobody else involved. He gets that thing turned around quickly and keeps rolling.
Get the field all situated here. Still playing with the plum sauce. He autographed it. We're going to have to put that one on eBay, eh?
Premium sports auctions. I don't know, I'll bring it to the track tomorrow. I'll toss it into one lucky fan. No, nobody knows.
They're going to catch it and dip the chicken tenders in it.
That's what, hey, the best gifts are the ones that get used, right? You know, what's the, I don't know.
Something like that.
Jackson.
It's on a wall somewhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around, so we go green. Emmett Speck, Silas Podwinski, Michael Tunn, the top three as they creep their way through corners 3 and 4. We are back underway.
Emmett Speck there, starting to pull away there. He's your new leader after Lawson's spin. And he'll start to pull away a bit from everybody. Silas Podwinski and Michael Tunn there. And out front, it's all Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4 machine. He's going to start to pull away from the rest of the field here. Cross flags are out for the 4 machine.
7 to go for Emmett Speck. Silas Podowinski, Michael Tunn duking it out there for the second spot. Other than that, it's kind of all single file racing throughout the field.
Yeah, everybody's starting to single file out, just running clean, knocking some laps down here. Nobody's really getting a little bit too aggressive yet, but as the laps keep coming down here, we could see something heat up a little bit. 5 more laps to go for Emmett Speck in the 4 machine. And it looks like we got a battle for second place. Michael Tunn swoops it away from Silas Podowinski. And now Grayson Pallas looks to join in on the fun too. He's going to swoop by Silas as well.
Emmett Speck with a good size lead over Michael Tunn. Grayson Pallas and Podowinski now going at it there for the 3rd spot. Podowinski looks to the outside, not able to get the run he needs.
2 more to go here for Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4 machine. Another great race from him. Cutting his teeth here in the box. That's his first season moving up. He'll scoop by some lap traffic here, and we'll come to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around for your leader, Emmett Speck. But he slowed down a little bit to some lap traffic. Can he hold on going down the backstretch?
For the final time through corners 3 and 4, car number 4 picks up the win. It's Emmett Speck over Michael Tunn and Grayson Powell is the top 3.
Silas Podowinski and Bentley Slider finishing 4th and 5th respectively. Another good night, but Emmett Speck in that whitetail concrete Flamin' 4 machine will go for his Slack Lumber victory lap. That
was a good end to that race. Bit of a slow start, but we got it back underway, and Emmett Speck pulled away with the win.
That's a great one. We can hear from here his dad coming out in support here. Emmett Speck, what a great night for him. The whole family's pumped up there. Coming in to give him his flowers, and what a great night. And I believe that will wrap up everything for tonight. What a great night of racing so far. 8 feature events complete here tonight, and it's been a great showing here under the smoky sky.
And on behalf of the Stires family, all the staff here at Ohsweken Speedway, on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Kalman saying so long. We'll see you next week here on G-Force TV.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G-Force TV. G-Force TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.